Lovely stuff.
Troll.
Lovely stuff. Cool. So we left off last week pretty much about to roll out and roll up to the big bad camp and have a big shooting, wasn't it, really?
Yeah.
I'm sort of keen for this not to just be a really heavy dice rolling session, because that can sometimes get a bit dull. So we'll try and throw some other stuff in there as well.
Bit of levity.
Yeah, there'll
Bit
be
of
some
romance.
There'll be some
A bit of comedy.
Yeah, we'll
coin flipping.
a bit of coin flipping.
Bit of rock, paper, scissors.
That's basically every single fight.
What's your physical?
Oh god, yeah, okay. Right, I've got celerity, so I'm gonna do it twice, and I pick the one I want. Oh, fuck off.
I've got potence, so yeah, it's 2 points of damage. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like unashamedly, I do love vampire. Like,
I love a bit of vampire.
Mate, yeah.
It was the first roleplay that me and Ed did.
Yeah.
It was the first, right, the very first session, we had a fight with some people in a park, and we diabolized them. The first time we've ever roleplayed, straight away.
And I think I diabolized like a 7th gen.
Yep, so really straight.
Yep. So I immediately went up to strength 6.
Just found him in the park. Yeah,
so
we beat him up, and then diabolized him, and I was now harder than you could be as a start character. So that was cool.
Good. Surprisingly, my first taste of like LARP was the local Cam UK vampire game in Basildon. Yeah,
okay, that was good.
Yeah,
I bet that was really good. Really cool party. Yes. Anyway, so we left off. You were kind of sallying up to go out, weren't you? Mark, you were suffering under the curse of ill fortune that was laid on you.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure that's not going to play any massive part in tonight's session.
You found your coats. That was, balanced out the good fortune there.
You did find your coat, yeah, your coat, which was handily used as a curse item against you. But if only you hadn't thrown it down a river. But you did escape from the police, so
Mate, yeah. Overall, I think okay. My dice are on fire. I think that balances it out.
That's fine. What that does mean is you don't have any. Well, you have fortune points and fate points, but you can't spend any fortune points. So, like, if you die, for example, you can still spend that.
Okay, but I can't re-roll my dice.
You can't have any. You don't have any re-rolls or the kind of bonuses of using those for this.
That's quite.
Oh yeah, for like the little touches to a scene to make it easier and things like that.
Yeah, or like adding +10 to a roll and stuff like that. So basically, your dice rolls are flat basically for this,
cool.
Which is quite harsh, but
I'm harsh.
Such is life. So let's go through the plan. You've got. I did take some little notes down of who you've got. So your kind of force is. Yourselves, obviously.
My notes.
Yourselves, obviously. Lord Adalbert von Wallenstein, Amelie Dupont, and the mercenaries that are going with her. You legally are allowed to take 10 mercenaries. Lukash, obviously the leader of your mercenaries. Ingrid, who is the definite rip-off of Brienne of Tarth that you've got. Young Jacob, you're overexcited and very eager to please young lad.
A contender for MVP.
Yeah, contender for MVP. Carol, your tracker / ranger. Tomasz Becker, your apprentice witch hunter. James Holzfeller, his trusty bodyguard. Mishka, who is the Kislevian with the axe and the recurve bow. You've got 8 flagellants who are coming with you.
Yeah.
Who are kind of causing trouble around. And then you've been given 6 town guards as well, that have been spared from the town as well. So that gives you, what, 12, 20?
Did you say Hofstadter?
Holzfeller's coming, yep.
Yeah.
Holzfeller and Becker. So you've got the options of taking Tilia or Elias Vogel or Elias Vogel. Obviously, they're
was trained to be a field medic, so yes.
Yeah, so she's obviously they're not fighters, but you have the option to take them if you want.
Neither am I.
It's fair. It's up to you. I'm just kind of putting out all the stuff you have, so you can kind of wager what you're taking and leaving and stuff like that.
Was it also the option of speaking to Lowhaven about sending some muscle?
If you want to, you can. It's up to you. It's arguably not the best use of a favour for the Lowhavens.
Yeah, yeah.
But I would let you trade in that if you wanted to get some more muscle, then absolutely, yeah.
What do we think, folks? Keep the favour.
Let's just go for it.
You think Gareth can keep the favour?
Yeah, keep the favour then. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's probably stuff you could cash that in for later on that's slightly more interesting. Okay. So we're heading out. What time are we heading out in the morning?
Yeah. How far a ride was it?
You could make it to the camp. If you was to leave early in the morning, you could make it to the mutant camp before nightfall. If you left early, or alternatively, there's the stopover at what was the Red Leaf Bandit camp if you wanted to. If you wanted to wait for a morning, it just depends what you want to do. I'll let you leave whatever time. So basically, you can get there. You can arrive there whatever time you want to. Is up to you, basically.
I think setting out early and marching straight there is a better option because we camp over. It gives them a chance for them to know we're coming. So I think if we head out, we plow on straight there.
We want to get home tonight, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, if we can't.
Sorry, on Netflix, but wants to watch. So.
No, I'm putting a slow cook on now, so it'll be really
yeah. That's going to be so good when you get back.
I'm really excited about it.
Also, after a day of marching and then a big fight, how good's a slow cook going to be? Bit of crusty bread.
Jacob, can you tend to this for us for the day?
About every 2 hours, can you give it a stir, please?
Can you stay here all day? And...
Just give this slow cooker a bit of a stir.
It's a really important job.
It's really important. You have to really, really just stay away from me, please. Okay, so you want to march out in the morning?
Yeah, if everyone's in agreement with that.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
So you've got, the camp. This is pretty busy actually. You've got quite a lot of townsfolk are out, kind of looking to see what's going on. Because there's not been this sort of gathering of a very clearly martial gathering for some time. The townsfolk are sort of, there's a lot of whispers and stuff as people are going through the towns. Obviously, they know what's happened recently. A couple of nights before, they know what happened recently, and it's not. It's a weird atmosphere in that people are quite excited that it sounds like they're going off to vanquish some evil, but equally, when evil's around and mutants and stuff and chaos is kind of mentioned, it puts the fear into people. So there's a strange atmosphere around the town. In the camp, people are preparing. People, you got the mercenaries that are brushing their swords, just brushing their swords. The mercenaries are kind of they're preparing their weapons. They're cleaning their sword, cleaning their weapons, cleaning their armor. You see Mishka for the first time. She actually puts on a breastplate that she hasn't worn before, which she's just kept a sack of. She now puts on a breastplate that has a sort of a wing emblem in acid etched into it, a wing emblem across it, and you see her sort of fixing her axes. Young Jacob, of course, very excitedly making sure that he's ready, trying to get as close to Bert as he can, like sort of really wants Bert to pay attention to his like what he's doing. Bert, do you like my scabbard? Look at this, look. And he's like pulling it out as quick as he can, like yeah. He's obviously very eager. Carol is silent. She's making sure arrows are fletched and properly, and she's making sure her bow is strung properly. She's not really saying very much as she's getting on. And then you've got Lukash and Ingrid who are just talking with Lord Adalbert. Actually, you see Lord Adalbert who places a hand on Ingrid's shoulder and then brings her in for like a huge, like a great big embrace. He's a bear of a man and she's a huge woman. It's just a clatter of flesh and metal basically as they embrace each other. Going on to Lord Adalbert, you see him. He's standing there in his battered armor that you saw that was in his room. It's a little bit tight. You can see it's not doesn't fit quite as well as it probably did in the past, but he's pretty impressive in his armor. He's carrying a halberd, and you can see he's ready for a fight. You know, he looks the most comfortable you've seen him. Obviously, you've seen him in his house and doing paperwork and stuff, but here he looks a lot more confident, a lot more comfortable in himself. As he's preparing, his husband comes over and they kiss, and he hugs his husband, and his husband's sort of not weeping, but you see his husband is obviously concerned about what's going to happen. He reassures him. Amelie is doing her best, riding around on Chestnut, kind of speaking to the mercenaries. Chestnut, he's been fed the past few days. You can see he's put on a little bit of weight. He looks a bit better than he did a few days ago. He's not quite as thin and wasted as he looked before, but he doesn't look. He's not the picture of health as Siegfried is, but he definitely looks like he's fed up. He's had some lovely apples and some sugar cubes. And then of course you've got the figure of Tomasz Becker, who's in the middle, surrounded by some flagellants who are whipping themselves and generally spouting doom as they want to do. But they're quite controlled at the moment. They're sort of the influence of Becker and what he's saying to them does tend to keep them fairly under control at the moment. The rest of the camp, and including the town guards, just give them a wide berth, though. No one really wants to be near them. And if you are anywhere near them, the stink coming off them is awful. The stink of just sweat and unwashed bodies is pretty foul. It's not particularly nice being near them. And then Lukasz kind of goes around speaking to everyone briefly, and then turns to yourselves and says, "This is it. This could be the last time that we speak to each other today. I want to thank you for everything that you've done. I want you all to know that you've given me and my people some hope, and I hope that we all make it back. But I think it would be fitting if you were to speak to them, and just to reassure them what's to come." Puts a little slap on your shoulder, and then just looks at all four of you.
I look at Raoul.
Yeah. On your horse, mate.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Oh,
I'm going to climb on the horse. Okay, she'll stare off into the middle distance somewhere. Find perhaps some random bumpkin stood in the crowd, fix eyes with. People of Auerswald,
stop.
Today will be a hard day for this town. This band here are to ride out, and with Sigmar's might, we shall crush the darkness that dwells in the forests of this town. We are here, led behind the banner of a great mercenary leader, Lord Auerswald himself, the Templars of the Order of Sigmar. Whilst we are not of this place, we are here because we are of Reichland and we're of the Empire. Whilst there are wars elsewhere in our world, it is important that people like ourselves stand firm and fast against the darkness. We are here, we are fighting for you and Auerswald.
You hear a cheer go up
For
from the crowd. You hear for Sigmar, yeah! Like people are the crowd, like babies are laughing. There's a baby around and it's laughing, but it's a cheerful laugh. It's one of those happy laughs that make you feel good. Not a creepy baby laugh. Thank you. Not a creepy baby laugh. Happy laugh. People are cheering in the crowds. There's a woman faints away at the sight of Rold. Give it this hero on his horse. Give it a powerful speech. Someone gives an eye to Helmet as he's doing his yawn move, but they don't mind too much. You see, Namaya, you see your little mate from the low haven in your date with at some point. She gives you a little wave. She blows you a little kiss, gives you a little wave. Yep. And then Lord Auerswald rides his horse. Oh, doesn't ride his horse. He's got one. Walks to the front. He says that he's walking today, and leads you out. You lead out into the forest.
Exciting.
So we now need to do 6 hours of walking role play.
Okay.
We can cut it down.
Live.
We can cut it down to 3.5 if you want.
Live. Yeah.
Right. If we do this now, if we actually fully role play the full 3 hours, then I can legit call this online LARP. So you can all nominate me.
Oh, interesting.
You got to put a bit of kit on or something though. It's my mutant kit.
Yeah, good kid.
Okay.
He's got a
Okay,
black.
done.
Oh, look, he's got some. Yes, look, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
I've upgraded Siegfried. He's now some form of
Ooh, it's a lovely griffin.
of a griffin. Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of ride on them.
Lovely stuff. Okay, so what's the plan for the attack on the camp? Are you going in before night? You tell me what you're doing. You tell me how we're going to approach this thing.
I suspect what it will be is they'll have about 5 hours of planning, and then we'll get there, and then we'll charge within the first 10 seconds, and the plan will mean nothing.
Solid. I like simple. I like it.
Obviously, I'll share the screen with you so you can see the layout of the camp again.
Bert hasn't got his weapons checked.
Oh, Bert.
Importantly, is Brick coming?
Yeah, I think so. He's probably in the bag.
Brick's in the back. Yeah, cool.
I had to take out all my rations and my med supplies. He's in there.
He's the best hanger-on we've had.
Brick.
Bricky.
Yeah, Brick is the best mascot, I think. You've got quite a lot of hangers on, and I feel like they're sometimes the star of the show, inadvertently. But I think Brick is my favourite.
Brick's just reliable. I like it.
Yeah. You know what you get with Brick. You get him dead.
Jealous, though.
Does he get jealous if other people are getting screen time?
Yeah, I'm worried we're going to wake up to Jacob's corpse.
Jacob better watch out.
Yeah, because the Brick's he's already done one, Jacob. He's going to do another one.
It's got a taste for it now.
A taste for human flesh.
I like him. Maybe he's just a little bit racist. Like he just doesn't like breeze blocks.
Fair, yeah. Coming over here, making our houses lighter. That's what a breeze block does. I don't know. Because what you want is a nice lighthouse.
It's important when earthquakes happen.
If you live in a river town, you want a nice lighthouse so you can float. Surely.
You can't argue with that logic. Yeah.
Sounds like science. Doesn't it? Sounds like science. Anyway, that's your mutant camp. You can see there. I'll leave that up briefly. You tell me how you want to go about this. You can. We'll start doing some rolls when we get there or we get closer by. But what's your plan? Is it just barrel in and see what happens, or you tell me how you're going to go about it?
Beth, I think amongst all four of us, you are the one who has seen the most combat, and certainly at the scale of what we're embarking upon, most definitely the person who will have the most knowledge of what we should do.
Well, to be fair, we don't know how many of them are in those tunnels. It would be if we could drive them to those tunnels. That would be best because it would reduce their number. But we certainly don't want to end up in a position where we're in the middle of the camp. We need to be able to. Yeah, if we get flanked and trapped in, we could be in a lot of trouble.
I think maybe send Thomas and the flagellants after the hexer.
This could be wise.
I think that's a good plan. I think the flagellants are good use at just going in because they won't be scared of anything.
That's wise.
Okay.
I think we want to attack in the day as well. I don't think we should wait for night.
No, absolutely not.
Just as an aside, like there's no benefit. Like bad guys, the mutants don't get any like inbuilt benefit for like fighting at night or stuff like that. Just say there's no like
We don't know that.
I'm just letting you know there's no mechanical, but like in game, like you know that they're not always better than you, but just so you know.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm
thinking
shit at night.
It's their yard. They know where stuff is.
Yep.
It's
First
better.
scare of the dark.
Fair.
That's why it was to be home before nightfall.
Yeah, fair. Okay, so yeah, you just give me a rough breakdown of what's going to happen then, how we're going to approach the camp.
Well, I don't think we're going to be able to stop the flagellants anyway, so they can lead the charge. I think if we come up with any kind of ordered plan, they'll ruin it. I think we should send the scouts ahead if we can to try and monitor them for some time before we arrive and report back, because they might not be there. I don't know, but then I think we essentially column charge in behind the flagellants, who we try and get Becca to aim them towards the witch, which shouldn't be hard if they do believe it is a witch. And I think it's our priority then to just hold a route that allows us to escape so we don't get wrapped in.
So I guess those people with the bows, ranged weapons, can probably hang back. I'm guessing Emily and I will have to charge in as well.
Shields at the front, poles behind.
Right, that's why you're the soldier.
It's a timeless classic.
Yeah,
No heroes.
Young heroes. Yeah.
Isn't there like skirmishers on the side? Magic users at the back.
Yeah.
Heavy skirmishers.
Skirmishers.
We're heavy skirmishers.
Don't want to be in the shield wall, right? Okay.
That'll be a shield wall. Cool. It's fine. I get it. It's boring. Just say.
That's right. That's why I'm like, I agree. No, we're not going to shield wall. No, boring.
Be fair,
anyone in that warband that we know doesn't take the risks?
it was quite fun in the Orcs as just being a fucking solid lump. That was, we were like, when we did stay together, it was fun. But
I think when
usually,
you're all together doing it together, but
Yeah.
if you're just a random blob with other random blobs in the shield wall, it's awful.
it's boring. Okay. So you start to approach. You start, as you know, the more you get into the forest, the darker it gets. There's still patches of light that come through the canopy, but it's not particularly heavy. It's not particularly. It doesn't give you a great amount of light, but you can still see. You get to the red, roughly where the Red Leaf Bandit camp was. You know the area. It's been your scouts are up ahead. You've got scouts going up ahead and give you regular kind of feedback. And you make your way there. The camp has been ransacked. There's nothing there. It's been torn apart. There's nothing there. Anything that you tried to hide is gone. And any
savages.
There's you can see the corpses of sort of fairly fresh corpses of mutants laying on the floor. There's one or two that are laying on the floor. There's some bones that have been picked clean of flesh. You can see are pretty fresh bones as well still. But other than that, there's not very much here. And your scouts turn to you and they say, or Carol, as she says, would you like, I'll go on ahead and check out the camp ahead. And she turns to two others, the mercenaries. She speaks to them, says, we'll go around. And tells you to wait here. She goes out. You wait for about half an hour, and she returns. They both return. The forest is it's eerily silent at the moment. And they return and they say, we caught a small group of them heading towards the camp. Looked like they were coming from far in the east where they came. We managed to kill them before they got to the camp, but when we reach the camp, it's full. There is a lot of them, and they are high in spirits. I fear for that which we do today.
It looks like they're ready for a fight. They know we're coming.
Unless something went wrong, they didn't see us. I don't believe they saw us. Even their hounds were slumbering by the fires. But the great wet nurse one in the middle was suckling and speaking, telling stories to several of them. One of them stood in the middle and was sparring, for want of a better word, but it was far too brutal and violent for what we would call sparring. But there are perhaps a little more than there were when we last came. It's difficult to gauge their numbers. I suspect there are a little more, but not many more. But we must be careful, for they are prepared for a fight, but they are not aware it is coming just yet.
Perhaps there is a way we could at least draw some of them away, even if it is just for a short while whilst we engage.
That's not a bad plan.
We can. Lucas turns to you, says, "We can spare some to flank, perhaps, or to lead them away. It would take away from our fighting strength when we get in, but it may distract more of them."
Yeah, perhaps not the sensiblest thing.
Depends how many follow us. If we are already outnumbered almost 2 to 1, then drawing away twice their number for half our amount may save lives, it may not.
I may draw some of them away, give it some time, go in and clear out what's in the camp, and then when they return, we'll be waiting for them.
It's a fair plan. Pick the ones that you wish. If you wish to do that, pick them, and then we'll organise. And he sort of just gestures for you to pick some. Tell me how many you want to sort of send round and what they're going to do, and we'll sort of narrate it from there.
Those two there, Jacob. You're a swift runner, I think.
Yeah, yes, of course, yes.
We need just a small number, I think. Beth, do you think a small distraction?
Yeah, no more than a
as
handful.
soon as they are a minute or so from camp, we can at least strike.
So you've seen how they react to seeing people around. Obviously, when you got spotted last time, so you know roughly how they react, I guess. So it's a fair assumption that they'll probably chase you. Yeah, and Jacob. Yes, as he sort of motions to the ones that you've seen. So we're to go on ahead and to purposely be seen, and then to flee towards the river.
I think towards the river is a very sensible idea, young man. Yes.
Find a nice bit of wood to float down the river on. They won't follow.
Should we run all the way to the river, or should we return?
No. I think we all try and aim our attack several minutes after you have run. It may be that they turn back once they sound the horns, perhaps. But that distraction certainly takes some of their number away as we first strike. We'll catch most of the others unawares.
Sounds good. Yes, sir. Of course. And the other guys that are with him that you've kind of sent to go with him, the people just like, you see, they head out, and you could.
I'll give them the nod.
Yeah. They look at you pretty unimpressed, but So is there any other weird stuff you want to do before we go in, basically?
Dicks out, obviously.
Oh yeah, for the lads, Harambe.
I suppose I will.
Challenge.
I suppose I'll just have a small chat with Emily, I guess, just in terms of the fact we're the two on horses.
Maybe I should get 2 large leaves and do a horror dance to distract them.
Good.
And Emily is she's quite sort of excited. You can see she's got something like a light armor on. She's on her horse. She looks quite excited. She's still a fairly frail old woman, but and she speaks. She says, "And we will. I'm going to do it. It's the final session. I'm going to do it, and we will go in down the middle, and fight them."
I believe that is how you are most accustomed to fighting.
Oh, of course.
Certainly, it will we will certainly cause some disconcertion in their ranks.
We of course these mutants, they are scared of their own shadows. If we can make them scared of a true warhorse, we. She
Yes.
nods to you and pats Chestnut. You good?
Yes, I'm sure Chestnut will strike fear into their wretched hearts.
She pats Chestnut, and he looks very proud of himself.
Good old Chestnut.
Good old Chestnut. She's an absolute Chestnut. Another hero of the show. He's Chestnut. He's Chestnut. He's big. He's powerful. He's horse. He's Chestnut. He's Chestnut. He's coming to get you, of course.
He's got a taste for meat.
It's just a work. It's a work in progress song, but I thought it was quite good.
Good marketing.
Thanks. Okay, so let's take the cam down for a bit. Let's get our little faces. So I like seeing your little faces, big, not small. There we go. So you make your way towards the camp. The thickets around here are more overgrown than they were last time you were here. Obviously, because stuff grows, but more than you. That's what happens. I've read books on botany, just like I've read books on rivers.
And horses.
And horses. It's a lot more overgrown than it was before, and you can see that there's sort of bright flowers which are growing here. Anyone with outdoor survival, you know that it's fairly unusual that like you'd get very bright, vibrant flowers this deep in the forest. Certainly in a Reichland forest, at least. You know, the closer you get to the camp, the more that you see have sprouted. You can see that the vines and the thorns are thicker, and it's a lot harder for you to get in. There's actually places where you have to, as a group, cut through to get closer. Once you get a little bit away outside of the camp, everyone's being fairly quiet going in. But the closer you get, you can hear shouts, you can hear bestial voices, you can hear whooping. You can occasionally hear a kind of very sonorous chant and the sound of like a kind of didgeridoo sound, that kind of like deep sonorous sound going through. You hear drums, you hear the occasional screams. Some of them sound human, some of them sound halfway between human and animal. But the closer you get, the louder it gets, and you're very, very aware that there's a lot of things out in this forest, and certainly in the camp ahead of you. And you send Jacob, who starts to look quite worried actually now that you're this close to the center of it. He's kind of bravado and his confidence in being able to do stuff, you can see that he might not be quite so confident now that push comes to shove. But he goes with the people and they head around to the west of the camp, what will be the rest of the camp. And you see them disappear off into the forest. It doesn't actually take long as they go. They're very far for them to go because how thick it is here. You also get a strong smell of smoke wafting towards you. There's a lot, you can smell a lot of wood smoke burning. You know from last time you came here, there were several braziers lined around the edges of the camp and towards the middle as well. But the smell, there's a heavy smell of smoke at the moment. Everyone roll a perception as well, actually. The old classic.
Oh,
Wait.
First roll of the night.
no.
No.
It's a standard, just standard perception.
Well, yes, actually. So I put the stats up.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I'm
First
good.
excited.
I passed.
Ooh, I got 6 on my
Oh,
read.
nice.
That's like 4 degrees, 5 degrees, lots of degrees.
Yeah, anyone who passed, you sort of amongst the wood smoke, you can smell a kind of something sweet. There's a sort of sweet smell in the air as well. It's something mixed in with the wood smoke. You can smell something sweet. Paul, you get the smell of, it's quite sweet, but also quite earthy as well. You get the smell of like wet, rained on mud, that kind of smell as well.
Okay.
There's also, with that roll, there's a very slight, just citrusy tang to the air as well, which is obviously incredibly unusual for the Empire because citrus fruits are not well known to grow in dark forests, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, but you've probably at some point in your life maybe seen a melon or a lemon, sorry.
Melon.
Definitely seen melons.
Yeah, you've definitely seen melons, yeah. We need those tin, but yeah, there's a tang of citrus on the air that you can smell, which is unusual.
I mean, I just don't trust my sense of smell after that cinnamon.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Which is there's actually that's still lingering actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, this you pick up this smell here, and then as you move closer, you hear sort of in the distance off to your left, basically, is some shouting and some whooping, and then a hunting horn, and then a few seconds later, the barking of some hounds. And some shouts, some human shouts, which you recognize. Well, at least one of them is the voice of Jacob. And then you hear some bestial sounds, another hunting horn. Cool. And that's where we are currently.
I mean, I'm not sure Jacob's going to survive this.
I suddenly feel I hope he makes it. I'm kind of become a bit attached to him.
I hope if he makes it, I'll allow him to tell me the story twice.
Just on
the sort of the halfway camp back home, yeah. Just obviously having having some picking.
Once more sleep, and that's it.
He's going to be the most popular cosplay.
The Jacob cosplay.
Jacob, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, every LARPer is cosplaying as him all the time. Yeah, that's what you've heard off in the distance.
I mean, I'm waiting for the boys because this is not my. I mean, I look hot in the woods, but that's all I'm bringing here.
It's been about a minute now. There's some shouts from inside the camp. You hear a very human scream from off into the what is a little further off into the left now. A very human scream.
Just like that's the sound of this working. I know it's hard to hear, but that is the sound of this working.
Do we see how many have left the camp?
All of them.
Yeah, one of your scouts will come running back actually, and it looks like about a dozen of them have left the camp. And she mentions because she was chased as well. She mentioned that the one that led them when they chased last time, who she describes to you, the one with the half bestial face, the nice clothes. She mentioned that one led the hunt out.
Okay.
So they are, just so you know, they're outnumbered about 2 to 1. With how many you sent a handful, didn't you? So 5? Yeah. So they're outnumbered, and they are being pursued by that one that pursued you earlier, the one that you tried to catch. But that's you have drawn that number away from the main fight.
That was he called Half Beast?
That is Jakim Half Beast.
Yeah, and he's in red in my notes because he's a baddie.
He is definitely a baddie.
Not just misunderstood. No,
he's the one that Bert shot actually. Yeah, have that. Give me that arrow back.
Expensive.
No, fucking expensive. What now? You hear a scream off in the left. The scouts report that a dozen have just gone out hunting after the party.
Let us wait, and then let us ride. Done. Chad.
So another minute or so goes. You hear the sound of the hunting horns off in the distance a bit more. You could.
Well gone.
I say you can hear the bit more exuberant shouts from within the camp now. Not getting louder, but there seems to be like they're a bit more garrulous and a bit more excited.
I'll go over to Thomas and the Flagellants and tell them, top right-hand corner there was a tent. That's where the Hexa was.
And Tomash makes the sign of the comet across his chest.
Oh no, that's a fish. That was a different one.
That's a fish. That's Manan. And then you got the comet, which is Sigma. And you got the dove, which is.
Oh yeah, I like the dove. That's a good one.
The dove's a good one. And he makes a note, and they're all like, they're actually, as soon as you mention the any side of magic, they start to shout, and they just
I kind of did that on purpose.
yeah, and they just hair off basically.
Oops. My bad.
I think I shall look to Emily, and I guess we can start sort of cantering. I guess moving.
Yeah, this is a good time to get a beer or a drink or something. So we'll probably have some dice rolls. Oh, look at that, lad.
I've been watching Mark slowly down them, and I felt left out.
I've not had a drink this year, but sorry, my mum got me a really nice gin and tonic for Christmas, a gin for Christmas, and I had one glass of that last week. But other than that, I've not fancied it. But I thought this is a good session to have a little glass of wine.
Yeah, good. My first drink this year as well.
Yeah,
not make that claim.
Yeah, the flagellants go herring off into the camp, whooping, shouting for Sigmar. And then you hear from inside the camp a horn sound. And you just see the flagellants kind of go deeper into the forest and off towards the camp. They're swinging flails and maces and stuff around their heads. They're in fifth gear, mate. They're fucking ready to go.
As I go in, one of them's definitely going up in a branch.
Up in a tree, yeah.
Classic here.
Yeah, the flagellants have got in.
Let's follow.
Yep, let's go.
Unwrap the brick, quick.
Get the brick out. Right, let's roll initiative, I guess. I'm just going to do all the bad guys as one, all the good guys as one, and then you guys separately.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That is a D10 plus the 10s of your initiative, isn't it?
Yes.
In the game we played, the Rogue Trader game, you just take it in turns, which is quite cool. But the players have the option of all going earlier or something. It's quite cool. So you just go right.
I haven't played Rogue Trader, but I haven't. The second edition of Dark Heresy is really good. I thought it was going to be shit. It's actually really, really good. But I never played Rogue Trader. But I think a lot of the stuff they kind of developed in Rogue Trader, and then the later things they kind of carried over to 2.
Right.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, go on.
I got 8.
8. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
12.
Paul got 12.
Yep.
I got 8.
Adds 8. Yeah.
7 to me.
And Mark 7. Okay, so it's going to go. Paul. Bad guys. Tom adds Mark. Bad guy leader. Who's going last? Sorry, that's bad guy leader, and then good guys. Is the order. Like I say, I'm keen for this not to be like a really strict, over the top rolling dice session. So we might wing some bits of it, and we might sort some bits of it out. Yeah. So they go herring in. Paul, your spidey sense is tingling. You're really on edge here. This is there's a lot of mutants around. There's a strange smell in the air. Not only that, you've got as you go in, you see a raven just like fly off from a tree and head off into the distance. There's a lot of auspicious portents and potential magic and stuff here. You're really on edge. So you could actually you have that like focused view through the forest and can see what's going on. And you see the flagellants go crashing straight through the camp. Barrel a couple of them, there's a couple of poor mutants that are just like on the edge of the camp, basically, who just get smashed to pieces. There's nothing left of them, immediately destroyed as they barrel straight down the middle and sort of seem to be heading towards the ruins. I'm going to share the screen now so you can sort of see what's going on. And I'll do some drawings on here. Yeah, let's do that guy. Yeah, you see them coming here. smash a few mutants here, and then start heading towards this main section here. You can't see what's in the middle there. There's a lot of smoke around. He's kicking out loads of smoke at the moment, but you can roughly see up to about there. You can hold your turn if you want to as well.
It's more that I want to kind of run in a different direction. So I want to run around the clearing to come in behind those ruins.
So
That's the flagellants are creating so much noise to be able to get around there reasonably sneakily.
Sort of up here, yeah?
Yeah, there.
Yeah, that's fine. So if you want to sort of spend some of your turn working your way around the
Not
side.
all of it. I'll quite happily just spend my time getting around.
Are you trying to sneak through?
Yes and no. Like I'm not like going like Snooper's secret Scooby-Doo sneaky, but I'm trying to be quiet, knowing that the flagellants have made a lot of noise.
Yeah, I mean, the attention of the camp is very clearly on these, like 8 nutters who have just come barreling through the front door, swinging flowers around their head and screaming to Sigmar.
Kind of beckoning for Carol and to come with me, type thing. Anyone else?
Yeah. So Carol and the scouts come round with you. And you can now see in the middle of the camp that the one in the middle of the camp, the one that before they would, that you saw they were chanting Geishel, you see him like pick up a huge great axe, and he stomps forwards, surrounded by a fairly large group of the mutants. You can also see that the horrifying mutant, the awful 4-breasted, massively overweight, like ogre-sized person, but with like a human-sized head, however, who is suckling a couple of mutants on her teats, sort of looks to the flagellants at the front and like grabs a club that's sitting next to her. And again has a few. She was used before. What's she do with
the babies?
They're just hanging off her.
Because
hanging on to the nipple. Yeah, they're still feeding.
It's possible they're my target.
They're currently just sort of hanging off at the moment, but she hasn't got up. She's just grabbed a club.
Do any of the babies look like the baby that was kidnapped?
Not from where you are.
Okay, cool.
And then,
was it really?
And then,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's just what you see at the moment. You see, because they're not having an action yet. They're just kind of, they've seen what's happened. Oh, it's the bad guys now. Sorry. So yeah, the mutant, she kind of stands up. The wet nurse stands up, places the two of the babes down on the floor beside her, steps forward, and she's where's she? She's over here. So she's here, and you can see she was sitting around in this area here. There's a bunch of mutants around her, and she makes her way towards the flagellants, and just with a swipe, just smashes one to pieces. Just sends one just absolutely flying, like. It just goes off into the distance basically, and she just roars. You can see like blood and spittle coming out of her face. One of the little mutant children is like still clinging on to her as she fights, and the flagellants turn to like face her basically. Geishel, who's standing in the middle, surrounded by the rest of his not his bodyguards, but like his little gang there. Let's put him here. He raises sword axe up and looks towards the flagellants, but doesn't step anywhere. Like you can see, sort of lifts his head up and looks around, sort of looking for anything else that's coming by. And you see there's a small group of mutants here that are kind of take up sort of guard positions around this tent. Basically, you get to see those there. I think that's it, because the rest are and there's sort of smaller groups of mutants scattered around. There's like a small group here. Small group here, small group here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's a sort of 8 or 9 in each group, basically. And it is now Tom's go.
Okay, so I think my intention here is to move in and kind of try and ride sort of in a clockwise direction around.
It's around here.
Clockwise, so the other way.
Sorry, yeah. But everything you see, by the way, is there. So
okay.
All the crates and stuff there. The
dancing skeletons.
They're laying down skeletons. Okay. That is a group of presumably human skeletons that are picked clean of most of their bones. Other than that guy who's not.
And the lady at the top.
One's up the tree for Halloween. Is that why?
Which one? This guy.
Have they put them up the tree for Halloween? Is that like a decoration thing?
Well, Halloween's coming, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
that's sort of cool. Is it like to be spooky?
Yeah, that's the cardboard one of the tree. That's one of those like flat cardboard.
Yeah, appears to be someone in orange nun rose by the wizard's tent as well.
Yep, that is there. Yeah, everything you see on this map is there.
Okay.
And these like little pink things, these little pink bits here, are the nice flowers that you saw out in the forest as well.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah, just so you know.
Nice chaos flowers.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to aim to sort of head towards the left of the flagellant's position to start heading into where those tents are, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Towards that way.
Yeah, I think if you want to charge in, you're on a horse, you can go and charge in if you want to.
Okay.
Do you need to do some sort of ride test for going over I guess you can go around.
Yes, I will do. So yeah, I think it was much more going around the top of that tree, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't need a ride test for that. It's fine.
Okay.
It's not like a difficult terrain. If you was to go through there, then yeah, but you're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems sensible not to.
So yeah, they look a bit surprised, those mutants, as this guy comes charging through on his horse. Amelie's probably next to you. I think she's probably riding next to you as well.
Okay.
But yeah, as you come riding through. So yeah, if you want to take, they're sort of getting ready to pick their weapons up at the moment. So if you want to take a swipe at one, you're more than welcome.
Certainly.
Yep. It's gonna try and dodge rather than parry because it can't dodge. It can't parry because it hasn't got its weapon at the moment.
Yeah, sure.
It's rolled 70.
Okay. I have rolled 69.
It's a good roll.
Wrong.
So I am getting plus 20.
Yep.
From being on the horse.
That is correct.
So I've hit.
Did they have to do fear checks? Did you go over that?
I'm going to do them as a whole, which they've failed. So they're at -10 as well.
Okay.
So he's actually rolled at 80.
You're spooky.
Yeah, a guy comes riding out of the forest on a fucking massive horse. They're pretty scared.
I passed with a degree of success then on that.
He's failed by 5. He's failed by 5 degrees of success. So how hard do you hit him?
Hard.
This is going to be, so I'm doing 9 damage plus
6, is it?
So total damage from the sword is 9.
And you pass by 5. You pass by 1 and he failed by 5, so an extra
14.
6. Yeah, that one's dead. Yeah. So you ride out of the forest and just fucking annihilate this first mutant. Just looks up at you and you just you know when when the Rise of Rohan attack the orc camp at night and one just looks up, you get that weird squeal and she goes, nope. And the rest look up at you fairly surprised at what's just happened. As they scrabble for their weapons, sort of panikedly? Is that word? Panikedly. They're panicking. Ads. Oh, you can get your horse to attack one.
Okay, so I believe because it is not a trained horse in combat, it needs a ride test.
That's correct. Yes.
So riding horse. So I am needing 52. So I get an 11.
Okay. So it does get to attack. As that means, yeah.
So I successfully direct to do it, and because I am in combat with Rough Rider as a talent, I add 2 extra levels of SB.
So it definitely attacks then.
Yes.
Okay, I've rolled 52. He squashes another one. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I think that was yes.
Yeah, I can't be asked rolling dice for that. He just Siegfried's first kill just rears up, just squashes another one as you're going through there. So there's only 6 left here now. Let's put 6 there. There we go. Good turn. But what's going on?
Yeah, what is going on? But what's he going to do? Do I attack the big fat mama or do I attack the 6 that Tom's after?
So you got the big fat. You can you managed to get forward a bit further because he's a horse, really. So you can probably get to here. I guess you can get to the big fat mama if you want to.
Yeah,
alternatively, you can try and move around if you want to. It's up to you.
She's in combat with the flagellants, isn't she?
She's just smashed the front one. Yeah, so she's in combat with the flagellants currently.
Yeah, I'll charge her because then hopefully she's flanked, maybe. Or
Yeah, you'll get +10. You'll outnumber him. Although she's large, so it'll go back. Can you do a fear check, please? She is a big, large mutant, and the closer you get, the more hideous you realise she is.
What
I'll
is
roll my
it?
fear on.
Just so I know for when this comes up.
Fear is done off your willpower.
Okay.
Not
And
cool.
it's minus the fear rating. So she's fear rating 1, so it's your willpower minus 10, basically.
Ah. Do I want to? What? Am I just at -10 if I fail it?
Depends on how. If you don't crit fail or anything, do you?
No. I mean, can I still charge her if I fail it?
Yeah, we'll be able to charge. We'll just do it at a -10. It's fine.
Is that
try and
what
overcome.
I'm asking what the rules are?
Yeah. It's that. If you if you get loads of levels, you have to like back away and stuff.
So I failed by 2 degrees, basically.
So you can still charge.
Yeah.
But you'll be at -20 to hit for this round. But you can try and overcome it each round.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you go charging in, the closer you get, closer you realise how massive this thing is, and she's huge. She's twice the size of you easily. And like horrible rolls of fat. Like her arms are rippling, like muscly, but also really huge and fat and hanging off. And she's just swinging a club around. But you will get a +10 for charging. You'll also get a +10 because you outnumber them. So you'll be at your flat weapon skill basically.
Which is fine. All right then. So lovely. 16 under 52, 4 degrees.
So I've rolled 26 under 30. So it's no degrees. So
I got 3. Yeah, 3 degrees of hit by, which is strength plus 3 plus strength 3, 6, 10 damage.
So 10 damage. So she's got a damage reduction of 5. So 5 damage. So yeah, what do? You just like you got mace, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you go
trying to hit her in the knee as I get up behind her, and I probably then slow down a bit as I realise she's absolutely revolting.
Yeah, you could have hit her harder probably, but you realise how horrible it is. And like as you hit her flesh is really like doughy and blubbery, and it kind of like absorbs the mace a little bit as you hit. But you've definitely hit it and injured it, and it looks to you like a bit annoyed. But again, not a good turn. Mark, Helmut.
I am actually going to head off and back up Paul, I think.
Okay, so you're going to head round. So your turn sort of going round with the sort of scouts and Paul and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not an outright soldier. I'm so I'd like to pick my fights, please.
Yep, sounds good. Like currently, no one's looking out that way because there's obviously a massive stuff in the middle at the moment. So I'm not going to make you roll any stealth and stuff just yet because you can get a fair bit round.
If I'm heading, me and Paul are heading around to the right, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes, I'll keep an eye on how Berth is doing in the fight, but just moving around. Yeah,
he looks all right. You see him charging. Bert, you got a shield, haven't you?
A little buckler now.
Who's got the shield?
I thought we swapped back round.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Bert's got the
Tom
shield.
took the shield, didn't he?
No, not on a horse.
No, I don't think I did.
All right. I've written the stats for a buckler down, but I'll take a shield.
Bert's got a shield. Helmut's got a book.
Same, you just get +2.
Yeah, I think Helmut's got the shield and Bert's got the.
We all went shopping off screen.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what happened.
Yeah, we had the off-screen shopping trip, didn't we?
Yeah, I up armored, so yeah.
I'm running around in some very sexy leather.
With a little leather pull. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. Been to that club.
Yeah.
So as you start to move around, Helmut, after you kind of make around, you see a figure that steps out from the tent, and there's I've got a little picture actually. He's got a picture. It's picture time, everyone. It's new NPC time. Ba-ba-bam.
Don't need to start again.
Oh, this guy.
Oh.
Do we think he's the wizard?
He's got drawings all over him. You see this guy step out from within the tent. He steps out. He's like all his beard and stuff is matted with like twigs and twists of like bright flowers and weird ribbons and stuff hanging off him. You can see he's fairly emaciated. He definitely looks like a bad guy wizard, like 100%.
I like to think the green squiggles is what I'm seeing with the sight.
That is almost, yeah. You can actually see some little green sparkles coming off him. But yeah, this guy is. He steps out from the tent and he starts like he's got his bodyguards sort of flanking around him. But he starts to look around the camp. So Mark, Paul, etc. Anyone around that side, can you make a stealth check, please? I'm going to do it against his perception.
Yes, newly acquired stealth bonuses. Here we come.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you what he's rolled, or do you want to wait until you've rolled?
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway. I got a 15 under 44.
Okay.
I have a straight failure, and I'm prepared to keep it at that because I'm shit at stealth.
Okay.
Oh no, I can spend a thing to give it one success level, can't I?
You can spend a fortune point to success level, or you can spend a luck point to re-roll.
I'm not going to re-roll because it's shit. So this is the only way I'm going to pass. So I will spend one of my new 6 fortune points to.
Fucking fortune points.
I'm very lucky because I see the future.
Yeah, it's fair. So he steps out and looks around, and doesn't quite see. I haven't put any.
So yeah, I got 2 degrees of success.
Okay, so he steps out. He looks around. You see him look over the forest, look over to where you are. He doesn't spend much time looking over there, really. But you see him look over. You do see him look over that way. But he doesn't seem to spot any of you. He then looks back out towards the camp. Obviously spots Bert, and spots the people that anyone that's fighting in the camp. Actually, Tom, he can't see you, and you can't see him because
Probably too much in the way. Yeah.
Because the ruins that are in the way. But he can see through to where Bert is. Or you sort of, Bert, the smoke sort of clears very briefly, and you see a figure step out from the tent up here. You just catch that figure before the smoke kind of obscures them again. But you do get the feel like you get a sort of chill down your spine as they look towards you.
I feel like brick twinging in the bag.
brick is twinging. But he looks out towards you, and you can see, yeah, that's it. That's his turn. Actually, he just looks out towards you, and you start to hear him start to talk. You see, he starts to hear. Actually, Nemaya, you can also, and Nemaya and Helmet, you can hear it or see him. He's gesturing with his hands. He has a staff in one hand. He's gesturing with the other hand.
Okay.
But that's him. So the rest of the good guys, everyone else basically now just comes sort of piling in. Most of them follow you, Tom. Roll.
Yeah,
They follow up through this way. Let's get another color on, shall we? So some of the good guys coming through here, and they kind of head towards this section here. Some of them come towards with you. Some of the basic mercenaries come with you. They're kind of giving the flagellants and the big ogre mutant a wide berth because they can't really get in, and there's a bunch of madmen.
Don't say that about birth.
Swinging flails. Yeah, they're swinging flowers around their head. Terrible. Swinging flowers. Like, it's not an easy fight to be in. In fact, like, Bert's quite brave to be in there having that fight.
They need to remember I'm the boss. Like, I start the fights with them, not the other way around.
Yeah.
And so they go in. You see Tomasz Becker. He's coming behind the mutants. You see he has his blade drawn, but he's not behind the flagellant. You see he has his blade drawn. He doesn't make any attempt to kind of step into a fight just yet. You see him scanning the camp. He comes in here with Holzfäller. You see him scanning the camp at the moment. The rest of the mercenaries come through here. Mishka heads up next to Bert. M-I-S. There we go. She heads up next to Bert.
How big her axe is.
And she has an axe. Ingrid and Lucas just head down the middle, basically. I-L. There we go. They head down the middle. Tilia is panicking. She is here and she's panicking and she doesn't know what to do. She's not used to this. She's panicking. And she is down here by this torch.
Shit, I should have brought Tilia with me.
She is sitting down here with this torch. She's not moving. She's not running away, but she isn't going anywhere, and she's just standing there at the moment. There's no one for them to fight just yet. In fact, there's no one for them to fight just yet. So it goes back to Paul.
So would you think it's fair that I'm beginning to understand my site a little bit?
I think it's fair with the bunch. Yeah, the things that you've seen and the portents you've had. It's up to you. You know how aware your character is of stuff like this is up to you. You maybe don't understand it properly, but I think it would be fair for him to put 2 and 2 together that he now kind of spots weird shit.
Yeah, I think I know that I'm seeing magic and shit, but not what the magic is or anything like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Like you would have heard of you've probably heard of people with the sight and stuff. You've probably heard of it before.
Yeah, maybe the teacher had it.
Yeah, and especially with like someone who travels around, like you've probably heard of like wise women and stuff who travel around who have got the sight and stuff. You've heard of it before, but you probably don't really understand it, but you know roughly an idea of it.
So what I would like to do is basically say to Carol and the archers that are with me, on my mark, and then I will watch the wizard to like when all the green energy flows to his hands when he's just finishing whatever hex he's doing, and then we all fire. And I'm quite happy to spend a fortune point to be able to spot it if that's needed. Yeah,
I think you'd probably struggle to hit him just because of the like where he like
get closer. Let's get closer to do that then.
Yeah, I think it's actually just a case of being able to see him. So like you can see him fine, but because of the smoke and stuff that's kicking up from the braziers, he's got some mutants around him and stuff. Like you've actually got quite a good sight to him. Everyone else maybe not quite so good because they're not seeing him quite the same as you do.
That's fine. Then I will just do it then.
Yeah, that's fine. But like, or you could try and guide them to where he is.
Yeah, we'll do that as well. Like I'll be like, we shoot where I shoot on my mark.
Yeah, do a ballistic skill check. Just at your standard ballistic skill. This is to kind of like guide them to where to shoot.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay.
Because it was a 99.
Yeah, I'd re-roll that.
So I got a 39 above 33 is what I got.
Okay. So
which is better than a 99.
It is better than 99. So I'm going to say that one of them can probably have a shot at him. Like you spend your time like directing one of them where to go. So you don't get them all to shoot. There's like 3 of them with you, but one of them you kind of go, look, just follow exactly what I do, and they stand quite well. So I'm going to give one of them a shot at him as well.
And I'll get my sling ready for when he's just like the most dramatic moment when the magic's going, woo.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, if you want to ready your sling. Okay. So you're holding your action for him to cast.
Pretty much, yeah. Try to disrupt his casting.
That's fine. It is now bad guys. Tom, the bad guys that are around you, you've now got some mercenaries who have come in around you. There's the clash of blade on blade now. 2 of them look up to you and try and take a swipe at you though, because it's gonna be hard for them. It's -10 because you're on a horse, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And -10 because they're fear as well. I'm going to roll for their call just to see if they overcome it.
Yep.
I've rolled 26, so they actually do overcome their fear. So obviously the sight of a bunch of other mercenaries coming in has G'd them on a little bit, but they're still going to be at -10. So the first one's going to take a swipe. Are you going to parry or?
I think I will be parrying because goodness knows how you actually dodge when you're on a horse.
Yeah.
Are they targeting me or the horse?
They are targeting you, yeah, not the horse.
Yeah, so yes, I am parrying.
The first one's rolled 24.
I am going to re-roll.
Okay.
I get a 79, so I fail.
Okay. Well, it's not. It's how much have you failed by?
I have failed by 2 degrees.
Okay. Well, he hasn't actually passed by a whole degree. The weapon skill 30. These ones. So they've hit you for 9 points of damage.
Okay. Less my toughness, less my armor, isn't it?
Oh yeah, they hit you in the 54 body,
which has got the armor in. So weapons and armor. So -2 for that, and my toughness be
2 armor.
So it's -5. Yeah, I've got a leather jack. So -5.
So he hits you for 4.
Okay.
Total. Nice. So it's quite a good hit. Your armor just turned it away, or partly away, but it's still quite a fair good hit. The second one, he is not as good at fighting as his friend.
I'm parrying again, I guess. I get a 4. So I have.
Yeah, you.
That's 5 degrees of success for me.
Yeah. As the other one goes to the other one does sort of you're obviously concentrating on parrying this one, and the other one kind of jumps in and takes you. Then you see them start to swing at some of the mercenaries as well. A couple of the mercenaries take a wound, like a couple of the mercenaries get jabbed, but it's nothing too serious just yet. But there's definitely a couple of them have been jabbed a bit. This group here start to come forwards. Wrong color. Okay. This group here start to come forwards, and they're looking to sort of start engaging next turn. Geishel and his group step forward to fight against Ingrid, and then there and Lukash there. This group here, there's a couple of bows, and they take a couple of shots into the kind of just before they go in. You see one of the mercenaries that takes an arrow in the shoulder, but they don't. They've not gone down yet. Currently, no one's down, but you see Ingrid and Lukash fighting against Geishel and his. So you see Lukash is fighting off against Geishel, and as they're like Geishel swings, Lukash parries. It looks fairly close at the moment, but it does look like it's a fairly close fight. But the first one to get hit is probably going to be in a lot of trouble.
Oh no. We've got to get in there. Let's get in there, guys. Stop this NPC on NPC action.
Yeah, that'd be good. Tom.
Oh gosh, it's right back around. So yeah, I guess there's a couple of
these mutants here. They're standing, watching. They're looking around. Actually, they're going to take a look at. They're going to get a perception as well because they're looking outwards. So they've rolled 31 on a perception. So you can keep the previous stealth if you want to. Helmet and Nemaya.
Yes, I'll keep my
previous
previous stealth. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're muted, by the way. Nemaya.
I will absolutely keep my previous stuff.
What did you pass by?
1 degree of success, which
okay.
Is
so they look out at you. You think they spotted you, but then they look back towards the main fight. They rolled 31, which is a pass, but not by a full degree. So they fail. They don't see you. Tom, your go.
Okay. I think coming out of the excellent parry,
it's good.
Stab that guy right in the face.
Have it. He's going to try and he's actually going to try and dodge. Oh, he's not very good at dodging.
So I actually failed by 1 degree.
He has failed, but not by a degree, so you don't hit him.
No.
All right. Horso, do you want to get Siegfried in there?
Oh, let's try it. So ride check. He passes. So it's 3 degrees of success on the ride. So the horse does some stamping.
Yep.
So it's just 25 there, so it doesn't hit.
I rolled 62 actually, so he might hit.
I rolled a 59, but his weapon skills for a horse was 20 or something.
So yeah, now they've like rallied up a little bit. It's a bit harder to hit them. But so you can spend resilience points to overcome fear.
Okay.
So you can spend it to overcome it for a turn. You get to roll it anyway, so you get to roll your willpower anyway.
Try that. What's going? Does she look like she's bothered by the flagellants at all? Or
she looks like she's bothered by anyone. The flagellants haven't. Oh, sorry, the flagellants should have taken a swing actually. The flagellant in the good guy's turn, they do like start laying into her. And they like a few of them kind of just lay in with their flails, and you see they start to like bite into its flesh. A couple of them just kind of barrel past. Like they just kind of go past, and they sort of start heading up to join into this fight with Geishel and the others there.
So she does she look like she's on her last legs, or she just?
No, not at all. No, she looks like injured, but she's still going fairly.
Right, I'll carry on with her then. I'm gonna roll my fear. I got 14 this time, so that passed.
Okay, so you've overcome your fear now, basically.
I'm not scared of you.
Yep, and then she's gonna go to fight her. So like as you go to fight, she's gonna turn to like try and parry as you do.
She attacking her turn.
She can. She Didn't attack in her turn. Yeah, in her turn, I forgot to do her. In her turn, she just squashes another flagellant. Like, it just gets squished.
Well, you did want those fodder, so that is working out quite well.
Oh, that was their job, wasn't it? Their job was to go in, hit stuff hard, and get squished. So yeah.
Also gets rid of the flagellant problem for us, so it's great.
Win.
So what's my bonuses on fighting now? Just
yeah, do you want to
10 because she's large, or
so not you're flat now. You're just flat. You're back to your flat.
okay, that's fine. Yeah, because I've lost the fear, but I've lost the charge.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, I've just hit by 1. I've no degrees. I've just hit.
She's got no degrees either. So she's passed, but no degrees. So it's just your flat damage.
Which is 7.
Oh, sorry, you got no degrees.
Yeah, I 46 and 52.
And she got 30. So basically, because you got no degrees, it's just a draw. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I spend fortune to up that?
You can spend a fortune to up it by 10. So you do get a hit.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. So how much do you hit for?
8 then.
8. So she takes 3 points. Dink, dink, dink. She's looking pretty bloodied now. Yeah, she's looking quite bloodied now. She's not looking great. You can see she's flailing and looks enraged now. Your mace is like bruising, the flesh is like bruising horribly and battering her. Mark.
Cool. So I am going to hold my action.
Yep.
The idea being that when the Maya and the archers fire,
Yep.
I'm going to follow that in.
Okay.
And make a beeline for what, even for an uneducated man, I would guess is the weird fucking wizard witch.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's now the weird fucking wizard witch who looks out towards the camp. And I'm going to give you a chance to attack, Paul.
Oh, yes. With my shitty skill. I rolled a 21.
Okay.
Under 33, I got a degree of success.
They're not going to get a chance to hit. So how much damage do you hit for?
It's a thing. So, I'm sorry. I've just shut that. I need to look at it again. I believe it's 6.
I think it's 6 as well.
Thing is 6, yes, plus 1 success level. So that's 7.
Yep. So you see it like as they're casting, a sort of you like they're just about to cast, and you interrupt it before it finally, because you know when to hit. And I'm going to roll for the archer, who does hit as well. You see an arrow go thudding into their chest as well as they stagger and fall back. So whatever they were attempting to do is stopped basically. But what that means is the 4 large mutants that are standing around there look out towards the forest now, and peering through are able to see you. Basically, they're now looking right at you. You hear a cry as the kind of the hexer falls to the floor, kind of hides behind the tent a little bit, and sort of falls out of view. Mark, you can interrupt this now if you want to.
There's 4 large mutants, isn't there?
Oh, they're not like Black Hawks. They're just, they look a bit burlier.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go in. Yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's dance.
Okay, so Mark comes barreling in. Whoop. Take a swing at it, mate.
Right. Plus 10 for charging.
Plus 10 for charging. It's roll 36.
So I rolled a 27. So melee 47, 57, 20. 3 degrees of success.
Okay, so how much do you hit by? So what's your damage, sorry?
Sword is 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 points of damage.
Lovely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. Cool. Yeah, it's a good hit. Like you go sweet. What have you got? Your axe, haven't you?
A sword now I've picked up.
Okay,
yeah.
sword. Yeah. You go swinging in. Like they're clearly a bit surprised and a bit worried about what's just happened to their like boss who's just been knocked to the floor. And then you just get a good fucking slap on them. I should have done you first, sorry, but oh no, you held off your turn, didn't you?
Yeah.
So the good guys. The good guys go in. The flagellants do a bit like have a little jab against the big one again. She's kind of batting them away as she's fighting, like proper swing off. But you can see it's starting to bleed now. The mutants that you're fighting down with, Tom, they managed to they sort of just leap forward and drag a couple of the mercenaries to the floor. One of the town guards falls as well. You can see that the ones that are with Ingrid and Lukash is still fighting off against the against Geishel, and gets like a good swing on it, and Geishel parries it and then just drives his axe into his stuff. Like, it's way quicker than you've, like, Tom, you just about to see it. It's way quicker than you would expect someone to be able to react to an axe this size, and just knocks Lukash to the floor. And you hear Ingrid cry out as she's like leapt on by a couple of the mutants. And they've grappled her. They've not stabbed her, but they're grappling her. And you see the mutants and the people are fighting there. Another couple of arrows come in, and one of the town guards falls, and one of the flagellants falls as well. One of the flagellants that run into the fight, they come in from this area. The where we gone? These guys here. So a couple have fallen. Some mutants more have come in here. You're now kind of quite heavily outnumbered where you are, Tom, as you've got two groups are now fighting you, but you've got some of your fighters there. Tilia is still kind of twitching away in the corner here. And then it goes back up to Paul.
I think I'm going to go out and help support my friend Helmer. But what I would like to do is I'm going to go running out with my quarterstaff, and that there bit of that kind of like fire.
Mm-hmm.
I want to knock that over onto the tent, set the tent on fire that the wizard's hiding behind.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. There's a lot of smoke there, but you can knock it over. It's smashing. There's that really sickly sweet smell is around here now as well.
Yeah, well, I suspect he's got like weirdly witchy things in there that I want to burn. So this is like doing several things I want to do at once.
Yeah, so you knock it down. You want to try and set fire to the tent. That, like, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to create more of a distraction. I know
Okay.
I can't take on a mutant in a fight, so I'm trying to do everything I can do to help on my mates.
So yeah, you can run forward and take a knock at this tent. You can basically want to run in and knock that flame over on the tent. That's fine if you want to have that as your turn.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah, that's fine. The tent, you see it fall down. The tent immediately catches fire, and you can see it kind of thing. And you also see the figure of Bram the Hexer. He's on the floor here. He sort of picked himself up, but he was obviously hiding down here. You can now see him. He's now picked himself up and he's kind of backing away behind these two mutants here. Bad guy's turn. Mark, there's one that's attacking you, obviously.
Yes.
And he's just going to take a swing at you. So he pulls out like a mace, basically, and takes a swing at you with a mace. I've rolled 9.
My melee is better, so I'll try and parry.
Yeah, I rolled 9.
Ooh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I've failed as well. Flat fail for me.
Just a flat foul.
Are you
Yes.
including the +1 success level for the defensive of Buckler?
So on a defense, you should get +1. On a defense, you should get +1 defense for the buckler.
+1 success level for a Buckler.
Oh, I did not know that. No.
Yep.
I just looked up the rules for Shield.
Yeah.
I would have said it as +1 armor, in which case 1 degree of success, which will help a little bit.
Okay, so he has 2 full degrees of success. So he hits you for 8 points of damage in the 90, which is the right leg.
Okay, cool. So toughness 4, 5, 6. So 8 damage was that?
It's 8 damage, yeah.
Yeah, so 2 points of damage taken.
Fuck me. Dunk. Just a little. You got armor. You got armor in your leg, haven't you now?
Yeah, I bought some fresh armor. Yeah.
This gives you a little dunk in his leg. Namaya, the one that you've just knocked the torch over is obviously going to take a swing at you.
Yeah, legit. Oh, I can dodge that, can't I?
You can dodge. He's rolled
That's the thing
43.
I can do. Oh, I'm going to re-roll that.
Good shout.
I rolled 25 into 39, so I got 1 degree of success.
So you step out of the way of that one, actually. He takes a swing at you, but you can't obviously see it coming. He steps out of the way of you.
Dodge is one of the weird fortune teller skills because I see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can dodge, step forward. However, the other one is going to step forward and take a swing as well.
Do I get a second dodge roll? Or can I only dodge?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, 'cause you can always try and get out of the way of stuff.
Okay.
He's not rolled great.
I probably rolled worse.
I rolled 95.
re-roll. I rolled 98. And I got 13 this time.
Oh, okay. Okay. So churning through the old rerolls then.
Yeah, I've got one left.
Okay.
Ow.
So the bad guys, the fight down here, I did them slightly ahead of time, sorry, but the same happen. They step in, a couple of the guards go down. The fight having the fight here with the guys from mutants, they drag another one of the flagellants down. There's like 4 flagellants left. But they've sort of done their job. They're going in, they're soaking up the big one, and they're fighting him. But it's not looking good for Ingrid and Lukash in the middle at the moment, as Geishel steps over and looks like he's about to just bring an axe down on Lukash's head. As he's about to, one of the mercenaries steps forward and takes the blow instead, and it's just cleaved in half.
Nice.
Let me just check all my bad guys are done. Yes. Oh, yes, the ogre. But the wet nurse turns to you and takes a swing at you with this club. Just like goes to reach out and just goes to take a massive swing at you with his club. And I've rolled 7.
Oh.
Oh.
Good luck, Bert.
Does this look parryable, or is it colossal? Like, is it a tree trunk, or is it a hand club?
It's a massive, great club. Like, it'd be easier for you to get out of the way.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm just like, yeah. When you say club, it's
yeah.
Right,
Sorry.
okay,
Yeah. It's an ogre-sized club. Yeah.
okay. Yep. I will try and dodge. Oh, that's 100. I'll be rerolling that.
Probably best to reroll that.
Yeah, 29. So that's 2 degrees. Yeah. No, sorry, 1 degree of success.
Okay, so they have 2 degrees of success. So they hit you for 10 damage in the body. Actually, 70 is the body.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice because I'm really nails. I actually don't know if I'll do any damage.
It always has a minimum of 1.
Weapons and armor. Right, my body is 5, and you take toughness off as well, didn't you?
You take toughness as well, yeah.
So it does. Yep, 1 damage.
What have you got? You got toughness 4.
Toughness 4 and 5 points of armor.
How have you got 5 armor?
3 for my leather. I've got a boiled, like a hard leather.
Yeah, that's right.
And a shield.
Yeah. They hit you. They did. I rolled 70, so they hit you in the body. So yeah. So like it's a solid blow, and it takes all of the stuff out of your armor to do it, but it is just like a bunk. They look pretty furious. Tom, back to you.
Woohoo!
There's people dying around you. Some mutants have gone down. There's smoke flying around the camp. You can't see what's going on in the top right. You can hear a cry of like someone's sort of crying and weeping sort of somewhere behind you as to where you came in. You saw that one of Lukash's people just got cleaved in half. And you can hear Bert. You hear a clang as something massive hits Bert's shield off in the distance.
So I think it's very much trying to press through the couple of bodies around me. Aim to try and take another one down, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
So
just stay, but you're sort of staying where you are, though.
yes, because there's people around me. I'm kind of thinking.
Yeah, no, sorry. I mean, you can try and barrel out if you want to. I didn't know if you were just staying fighting where you were. That was all.
So yes, I didn't.
It's not a trick question.
Sorry. No, sorry. Yeah. I think I am staying where I am.
Okay.
So I roll 36. So I get 4 degrees of success there.
You kill another one. So another one is very suitably just smashed to the floor.
Okay, and the horsey. Siegfried.
Oh, Siegfried.
I successfully direct him to do something.
Yay!
He doesn't really hit.
Okay, yeah, the mutant kind of rolls out the way. Looking around you, though, you can see there's a few dead around you, and you got your feeling there's a few dead around you. You know, there's a few dead around where the kind of Lukash is as well. You can see. You've heard a few screams off in the kind of distance a bit, but there's probably a decent amount down at the moment.
Wait, what's happened with what's her name? You've not mentioned Britonia, Emily.
Oh, Emily. Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry, I forgot to do Emily.
I don't know. I just suddenly realised you.
Yeah, I just realised.
Lukash,
Yeah,
so.
she was obviously waiting for the right moment to charge. She wasn't quite sure when to charge.
And the the Graf guy as well. What's his name? Lord Alderman.
Yeah, Graf von Albert. He's been like standing back with Thomas Becker.
Waiting for the right moment. I like to call it the Matt Notkurt technique.
He's been standing back with Becker, but now that Lukash has gone down, he runs in basically and goes like fight against Geishel. You see him running to the middle there. Like obviously you can shout out to people if you need help in places and stuff, but yeah. But you see him going, and Thomas Becker starts to like pick his way round with Holzfäller. They kind of they start to pick the way around to the right, up to where like the sneaky ones went. After Tommy's ads.
Can I charge Geishel as well?
You would get like an attack of opportunity from the big guy.
Fuck that. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, mix it up. I'm going to charge Geishel as well.
Okay, so she's going to take a swing at you.
It's fine.
43. Do you want to do a dodge?
Yeah, can I dodge again? Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a dodge against it, I guess.
Yep. So that's 2 degrees.
Success.
Yep.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, you managed to like dodge past. So you want to take a swing at Geishel, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll get plus 10. You're not outnumbering because there's a bunch of mutants and stuff around here as well.
It's not looking good, but it's just a really distracting, to be honest. I don't want to use loads of rerolls. So I failed by 3 degrees. No, 62. 2 degrees.
He has passed by 1 degree.
Okay.
So he actually hits you for 12 damage. So as you go and swing in, he parries with a half of his axe and almost quicker than you can see, just takes a swipe at you in the left arm.
What's my arm on the left arm? 3, 7, so 5 damage.
So Geishel has the champion ability, just so you know, which means every fight against them, if they win a defense, it's as if they won an attack.
Wow.
Oh, didn't know that.
Didn't know that. I'm just going to go right. Now you know. I'm just going to
basically, if we fail to attack him, he
loads
gets
of
to
wounds.
parry on us.
Yes.
Wowzers.
I've got loads of wounds. Don't you worry, guys.
Right. I'm just going to go take. I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah.
So yeah, ads. You go to hit Geishel, and he like really lightning strike just parries you and just drives his axe into your arm. Helmet.
Okay.
I have to draw my little things back on. They've all gone.
Now that the tent's down, is there a chance I could dive through and try and swing at the wizard?
No, because the guy that's standing in front of him.
Okay,
I mean, you
got in the way.
You could, but the other guy would get a swing at you.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. Yeah, let's go for it.
I'm going to put a little H here.
It's been good knowing your helmet.
So the other guy's going to take a swing at you.
Yep.
He's rolled 15.
Fuck. Do I get a dodge against this or anything like that on the way through?
You can have a dodge against it. It's fine.
I'll try and parry then.
You'll have to go for a. Yeah, I guess you can parry maybe. No, I think it's a dodge. I think if
a dodge.
Yeah, I think it's a dodge.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I'd have passed parry, but failed a dodge. Flat fail though.
A flat fail. So he's passed by 2 degrees. So he hits you for 9 damage in the body.
Okay, take another 3 points of damage. I've taken 5 in total.
You have taken 5 in total.
Yep.
Yeah, you're taking a swing at Bram, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to try and dodge.
Okay.
So as you go in, this guy stinks. He smells, but like it's really sweet. It's like he smells like honey. It's really, really strong honey.
Cloying and hard to breathe.
Yeah, it's just it's not like a Slaneshi thing. It's not that. It's just he smells really sweet, like he's covered in like honey, basically. Okay.
Looks like a spring mage, so that makes sense.
What's that? 11.
That's an 11.
That's an 11. He's got an 89.
Not looking good for him.
Yeah, I mean, so you've taken him down. So he takes loads of damage.
So I'd be on 4, 5, 6, 7, 57.
as long as it's at
probably
least
on like 11 damage.
Yeah, as long as it's at least 9, you drop him to 0. But then you also get 2 crits on him because he's not a blib blob. We're going to use the crits on him.
Extra exciting.
Yep, extra exciting. So you can roll 2 critical hits on him. I'm just trying to find the rules for crits because they're on page 174. Yeah, roll 2 crits on him.
Okay, how does that work?
They are D100s. Where did you hit? You rolled 11, didn't you? Which is the arm, left arm. He's in trouble.
Okay,
roll a D1. Roll a D100.
First one is 16.
And you've gone 3 over, so it's actually 46.
Okay.
In the left arm, wasn't it? Yeah. Arm. Gaping wound. Gains 2 bleeding conditions. There's blood pouring out of this guy now. As you go in with your sword, there's blood absolutely pouring out of him. He takes 3 and roll again and add 6 to this. Or 60 to it, in fact.
Add 60?
Yep.
So that's well over 100.
The arm is severed, spraying arterial blood in a random direction before the blow follows through to your chest. Death.
Yeah.
You just slice his arm off and drive the sword through into his chest. It is a suitably arterial spray that launches up into the air. As the mutant beside you just looks to you in shock and runs off into the forest. It is a fucking... It is an over-the-top display of brutality, basically. It's the bad guy leader's turn next. He lays on the floor dead. And it's now the good guys. The ones who are fighting against Ingrid and the ones who are fighting in the middle, they take some swings at the mutants around and Geishel. And Ingrid actually managed to land a solid blow on him. And you see him reel back. It's the first. She's now infuriated. And you can see that Lord Adalbert, he starts like laying into the mutants around him, and he puts a couple down onto the floor, and you see they go down. That fight in the middle seems to be kind of, now that Bert's there and he's kind of taken a bit of the attention of Geishel, the fight is going a bit better towards your side. There's still smoke everywhere. It's chaotic, but it feels like it's going a bit better there. Amelie, she comes riding in with you. Rolled, she rides the horse over. There's a couple of horses there. She fights in and she takes one of the mutants down, as does Chestnut, obviously, because he's an absolute fucking lad. Mishka is fighting against, she's sort of heading towards she comes out of the forest with you, Mark, and she starts heading towards some of the archers, and a couple of the other mercenaries start heading towards the archer group that's up here as well. So you see Mishka come through there.
Are you sharing the thing?
What, sorry?
Are you sharing the map?
I've taken it off, sorry.
I noticed that you were drawing on site and talking about it.
I was watching you draw going, well, we'll see it at some point.
Yeah, there we go. So you see Mishka come through here, goes after some of the archers over there. The fight's kicking off here. Tilly kind of looks a bit more confident now. The fight seems to be going a bit more better. And you see Thomas Becker and Holzfäller come out of the forest here, and they start to join in the fight against the mutants there. Holzfäller, that one that's fighting you, Mark, or the one that took a swing at you here, just gets fucking dropped by Holzfäller. And Becker starts sort of heading towards the body of the witch, basically. He hasn't actually got involved in a fight yet. He's still kind of looking around. He doesn't need to at the moment, but he feels okay. The flagellants here who are fighting the ogre, they wail into it again. They injure it a few times. You can see it's looking pretty bad now. Yeah, it's not going bad, actually. It seems to be going in the way of the good guys. Paul, it's now your turn. There's a mutant in front of you still. The hex has been laid to the floor. There's smoke around. You can see Mishka and a couple of them have just got to come out of the trees behind you, headed towards the archers, so you're kind of left here. You can hear Rolled and the sound of horses fighting over here, and you can hear, there's flagellant stuff fighting over here.
I'm just going to try and hit the mutant in front of me with my quarterstaff.
Okay. He's rolled 83.
I rolled 49.
So So what we failed by?
I failed by 19.
He failed by well, you failed by 1 degree. He failed by 4 degrees. So you hit with 3 degrees of success.
Oh wow. Okay, so that is 9 points of damage.
Okay. Ow.
Boink.
Depends on where it hits, because if it's a head hit, then it might stun him.
It does not.
Okay.
Unless you have sort of those stun abilities and stuff.
It does with the quarter staff, but I have to hit head hit, and I don't know how to. Okay.
What did you hit? What did you roll?
49.
So you hit him in the 94, which is the right leg.
Okay.
You give a little dunk. You reverse it basically to see where you've hit.
Okay, that makes sense. Cool.
Yep, give him a little hit in the leg. Bunk. Yeah, he tries to sort of parry it, but he's clearly quite pissed off by what's happened to his boss.
And I'll try and back because I've got
yeah.
the distance of the quarter staff. So no.
It is now the bad guy's go. He's going to take a swing back at you.
Okay, I'll try and dodge.
Obviously, he's rolled 32, so he's passed.
I am going to use my last reroll on that 99.
Good choice.
8.
Then you definitely get out of the way. Having lots of luck, having lots of fate is obviously lucky. Yeah, he takes a swing with his sword, but he's clearly a bit shocked as what's going on.
I'm all out of luck though now. I'm all out of luck.
You are at luck. You are at luck. Yeah. The wet nurse lays into the flagellants and brings two of them down. The kind of last. There's a couple on the left fight against her, but she doesn't. No one looks like they're having a good time in that fight. As the two of them are just squished to the floor. Geishel is going to take a swipe at you, Ads. And he is not rolled good. He's rolled 88.
I rolled. Is he outnumbered now? Does he count as outnumbered?
No, because they've still got mutants and stuff around them.
Okay, so I failed by 1 degree, but I get +1 parry thing for my shield. So I'm a flat 0.
So he's actually failed. And I'm going to have a look at the fumbles because I've rolled a crit fail as well. So let's just have a little look at that. Yeah.
He's getting bricked.
Let's see what happens to him.
He hits on my brick.
I think he's going to
swallow brick.
He's dead. I've got the wrong number. 160, sorry. Yeah. So he goes like swings his axe in. You manage to think, I'm gonna roll on the oops table. 56. Your maneuvers misjudged, leaving you out of position. You lose grip. Next round. Okay. So yeah, he goes to swing at you. And you can't definitely parry. He loses the grip on his axe a little bit, and it's a bit too heavy for him to carry it like wield in 2 hands. So the time it's going to take him to get it like a good grip on it and go back in the next turn, he's actually going to get -10 on his next attack. Yeah, he just
attack back parry thing. How do you counter attack? Do you have to get loads of successes?
You have to get crit to counter attack.
Okay, fine.
He just gets it flat.
Yeah, no, yeah. I just wasn't sure it worked. That's fine.
Yeah. So he takes a swipe at you. The other guy's out fighting. The mutants, they sort of jump onto Ingrid is still getting like overpowered. They're now starting to like stab her as she's on the floor. As you see, Lord Adalbert is von Wallenstein. He's trying to get to her, but he can't get through. There's a few mutants in front. He can't get through to get to her. And Ingrid is just getting pummeled in the floor. Like you can see they're driving blades into her. You can hear her screaming. She's not having a good time. Bad guys, mutants, mercs. They're off fighting. The others, you see Paul, you see you see Mishka come charging through a couple of mercenaries. You see those two around her get dropped by the arrows from this bunch that she's charging. But then you see her go wailing in with some axes. But the ones that she's with have now been dropped. She's now pretty much on her own going to that small group at the top there. And that is the bad guys go.
Yay! Is it me now, isn't it?
It is you.
Yay! Right. So where I am, there are currently a lot of kind of mutants engaged with some of the mercenaries, right?
Yeah. There's a bit of an engagement around here, basically.
Yeah. So I think it's now the time to try and break out of that kind of melee and try and, I think, heroically charge to
them as red. There we go.
Into the center, I guess, where Lord Adalbert and I forgot
Yep.
her name.
Ingrid and
Ingrid. There we go. That's where they're fighting. Yes.
okay, yeah.
So to disengage,
Yeah,
ride out.
yeah, there is a disengage move. I think it is just your action basically.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to charge, am I?
You can disengage from combat.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, you can charge out if you want to. They'll get a swing at you, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
It's fashionable to go running through taking a hit.
Yeah, we're probably not doing the rules for it right, but I don't care. If they're going to take a swing at you, you can try and dodge it if you want to, rather than parry. I'm going to get 2 attacks against you. So one's hit on 10, and one is hit on 27.
Kills him. One kills him, one kills the horse. Whoops.
Oh, do I roll 2 dodges here?
I
Two parries.
guess so. Yeah. So against the 10.
Oh, I get 19.
I want the horse to dodge it, not you.
So I parry is using my melee, isn't it?
You can't parry this. It's a dodge only.
Oh, it's a dodge. Sorry. Right. Okay. So I passed that by 2 degrees of success on the dodge.
Okay. They got 1, so you're fine.
And the other one?
This is the 27.
Oh, I'm going to re-roll that because I don't want a 92.
No.
Oh, I get a 66. Crap.
Okay. So they've just passed, and you failed by how much?
I got a 66, which is a fail of 1 degree, actually. It's only 1 degree.
So they hit you for...
A crit fail.
But it is a crit fail.
Oh, a crit fail. Okay. So let's have a fumble, shall we? Well, they've hit you for 8 damage.
Sorry.
It's in the body, though, because it's 20... Yeah, it's in the body, though. So 8 damage in the body.
Again. So it's minus 2, minus 3. So how much damage, sorry?
8.
So minus 5 is 3 damage.
Yep. And then roll a D100.
I get a 58.
So you go to dodge out, and you go riding out, and you obviously didn't realize it wasn't as easy for you to get out as you can. So your next action is going to suffer minus 10, basically, as you kind of didn't expect to get hit by that.
Okay, very well.
Ride out if you want to.
Oh, yes, most certainly.
What are you doing?
I guess my plan was to charge, so I just lose that. I'm not going to be hitting as well, am I?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So I think I'm going to try and charge into that central melee.
Yep, sure. So one of them will look up at you and try and dodge, which they don't on an 84. So if you want to, unless you roll particularly badly, you can kill one.
Oh, I get 6.
Yeah, one is absolutely definitely dead. Ads. But you're now here, rolled, aren't you? You're in the middle now. I'm gonna make you there.
Yeah.
Okay. But Ads, what would you like to do?
What's the situation with Ingrid? And is she within, like, could I attack the ones that are on her?
You could try and get to them, but the guy will take a swing at you.
No, okay. I'll do you know, can I just go all out defensive? Is that a thing in this?
Yeah, and I think you just go all, and you get like plus 20 to any defensive stuff, basically.
Gonna do that.
Yeah, okay. Are you just trying to tank him, basically?
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
plan.
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Mark, Helmut.
Oh, so I'm right at the top, aren't I?
Yeah, you're up here. You're the big H. You can see that Ingrid's gone wailing as Max is over here. Mishka, sorry.
If I mention Ingrid, am I aware of Ingrid's situation?
You can't see her from where you are.
Okay, in which case I'm not going to metagame it. I'm actually I want to save her. There's one fighting pool, isn't there?
There is one fighting pool. Yep.
Yeah, I'll put the sword into the one fighting pool.
Yep. It'll try and take a dodge. 77. It's dead.
I've hit him for 16 under 47 for my weapon skill.
Yeah, it's dead. Yep. So you just immediately destroy the one that's fighting Paul. So now there's nothing up here. It's actually empty up here now.
Go us. Woo.
Go team. Bad guy leader. He's dead.
I've got enough time to give a little quip to the witch hunter about how it's nice of them to join us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you see he sort of like smirks at you and goes over to the body of the witch. It's the good guy's turn now. Lord Adalbert is trying to get through to the Ingrid. He smashes another mutant to the floor, but can't quite get to her. As he smashes a mutant to the floor, it's like this huge fat mutant. You see it just bursts as it like bursts out. Ads and Tom.
Mhm.
And can you roll a toughness check, please? I'm also going to roll for Geishel, and I'm going to roll for everyone else who's there as well. Geishel has a 42. No, it's just a flat toughness check. Geishel's passed.
Failed by 2 degrees.
Ingrid has passed.
I
Lord Adalbert has failed.
That'd be a shit way to go, just getting pummeled on by mutants and then just dying because some fucker bled on you.
Can I spend a fortune to turn it into a success?
Yeah, why not? So I'm just looking for something in my book.
I'm rolling really badly.
Yeah, it's been some interesting rolls tonight.
I don't think I've rolled under 50 for ages.
Just need solid dice, mate. You're using these fake online dice. They're not working.
My solid dice are like over there.
Fate's overrated, mate. Don't bother with it. I'm all right.
You know what? Then I'll get the deal.
I have just burnt through mine to say.
Didn't you start off with like 6?
I did start off with 6, and now I have 6.
Like no thing.
My D100 annoys me because I've lost the tens of one and the units of another, and they're different colours.
Oh, that is bad, actually. Yeah, that's fair.
Unsatisfying.
I've not got a good set of D10s.
Right, I'm just sorry. I had to reload my little rulesy boy. Has anyone failed?
Yes, I failed by 2 degrees.
Okay.
Little greenies. There we go.
There we go.
I don't want to be known. We can see the rule book if that's what you want.
306.
Yeah, do you want us to see this first?
Sorry, no, I don't care. I just want to see if you passed or not. I want to see what they do, please. I'm just looking for the rules. I thought I had it up, but now my book's being funny.
Too big a file.
Okay. Anyone who failed gains the poisoned condition. As this creature just explodes in a burst of like blood and vile goo, and just generically bad stuff. So anyone who failed, you sort of breathe in some of this, and you gain the poisoned condition. You see several of the mutants start to like cough up blood as they're on the as they're there. Lord Adalbert steps back, sort of coughing. He's like coughing, like really deeply coughing, and he coughs a lot. At the end, okay. -10. So you are, just so you know, you're at -10 for any tests at the moment. And anyone who failed is at -10 for any tests. It's just you, wasn't it, rolled, I think, in terms of, yeah, okay. So you're -10 for any tests. It is, however, the end of the round. Rolled, take a point of damage.
Ow!
As you feel like your lungs are burning. There is now a cloud of sort of, look like spores, basically. Look like spores around you, basically, in the air.
Right.
Mr. Frayne, Paul, Namaya.
My guy's dead, isn't it?
Yeah, you're all up there. This area is pretty safe now.
And I can't see what's happening to Ingrid.
You can't see. You can hear scream. You can't see what's happening to Ingrid, no, because of where you are, you can't see through the
Would like
ruins.
to take a slingshot at one of the ones Mishka is fighting.
Yeah, sounds good.
38. So I just failed.
Okay, yeah, you go swinging off. You don't get a shot. You don't get a hit on them. You see her go barreling in. Thank you.
I'm not going to go closer.
Yeah.
This is not what I'm for. I'm too pretty for this.
Yeah. Bad guys. You see them start to surround Mishka, and they start to wail on her a bit, and she falls back. She's not down, but she's clearly bitten off a bit more than she can chew here. The ogre is going to take another swipe at one of the flagellants who. Sorry.
Oh, she just died.
She's dying.
Oh, I thought that was her dead.
No. She's not looking great. Like, she's definitely on its last leg, but it's dying. Another one of the flagellants gets squished. But she's the big, large wet nurse is looking terrible at the moment. Geishel is going to take a swipe at you, Eds. Obviously, you get your bonuses now.
I'm going to parry. Right, come on, solid dice.
42, so he's passed.
Oh, 16.
Yeah, so he takes a swing at you, and he's down with his axe. It took him a while to get a good grip on it. It takes a swing, but you quite easily parry it out of the way, basically. Some more of the mutants start to like the ones that are on top of Ingrid. They jump off her because she's not moving anymore. You can't see her. They kind of roll off. One of them's going to take a swipe at you. Rolled. It rolls 88, so it doesn't hit. I'm not even going to make it. It's a critical foul. So I've only rolled crits on fails with the bad guys.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
All right with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, actually, to be fair, you should rolled because you might fail. But it's fine. And you see a couple of sort of like start to lay into Adalbert, but they don't get a good swing on him. He's in a bit of a rage, but he's not. He's still like a trained, seasoned fighter, basically. I think that's all the bad guys. Yeah, because you've killed a lot of them. Tom, rolled. What would you like to do? So
yeah, I guess I'm back into this combat. How close am I to big bad guy and Ingrid? And, yeah.
You could move into attack because there's only a couple of mutants there left now. Actually, looking around, there's only about 15 mutants left that you can see. Obviously, you can only see parts of the camp, but it looks like there's about 15 mutants left. You can see one of the flagellants. There's a handful of mercenaries around, a handful of the town guards around. It's pretty chaotic. You can't really see particularly well. Most of the name characters are up. But it certainly looks like it's going in your favor now, and the mutants are starting to look a bit worried.
Okay, I am going to try and direct my mount to take an action before I make my attack.
Okay.
So let's try and do this ride. I fail that with the horse, so I'm unable to direct my mount well. I think it's probably quite distracted in the middle of this combat. So, no, I'm okay.
Okay.
I am going to attempt to hit Geishel.
Yes, okay. He's rolled 29.
I am re-rolling.
Okay.
Numbers. Right. I get 2 degrees for being mounted, but I'm at -1.
Yes. So
you're not outnumbered by me as well. Does that count? Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 5 on 5 at the moment, so not quite. Just because of the mutants that are there.
Okay, so 70.
In fact, no, you're actually attacking him, so yeah, you would get +10. Yeah.
So that is +20.
Yes.
So I pass with 1 degree of success.
Okay, he passes with 1 degree of success.
So nothing happens.
So he parries you, goes to take a swipe.
Oh crap!
But you just get out of the way. It's like if he'd have got slightly more.
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, because he failed last turn, his last attack, he's actually got +1 point of advantage. Because if you fail, you get +1. So he actually does hit you. Sorry.
Oh, crap.
But it's just for his base 9. And it's in the 92, which is right leg again.
Your poor right leg.
Yeah, that right leg's taking a beating.
He hits me for what?
9.
I am on a -1 wounds.
Oh,
Oh,
minus your toughness and armor.
There's no armor on my leg.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. I'm wearing a leather breastplate and a leather jacket.
oh.
well, did
So-
you buy leggings when we all went to the leather store?
Well, I should have done, yes. It's
So
a bit
roll-
late now.
So you go to attack Gaishal, and he takes us like you go to attack him from behind, but he spins round quickly, gives you a slap, and because you've gone down to under 1 wound, it's going to be a critical damage roll.
Oh no!
And burn those fate points.
So you can burn a fate. You could burn a fate point if you want to ignore this damage.
Okay.
So you would stay on. So you can either burn a fate point to take you to you go to 0, but you're out of the fight and you're safe. You will survive the fight. You can or you can use burn a fate point to stay in the fight, keep going. You take no damage, but obviously you're still fighting. You're still going. You're still a valuable target.
Yep.
Or you could just go to -1, not burn the fate points, and take the critical hit.
What do resolve and resilience get used for?
They get used to like ignore
Mutations and
mutation, but they can also ignore like the
Oh,
effects
okay.
of injuries and stuff like that.
Oh, like the poison I've just been. Oh my goodness me. Yes. Okay. Never mind.
I don't think you can use it on poison.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Okay then. Fuck it, roll it. I'm not gonna burn
Okay.
a fate.
Oh, he's
All right, he's not burning the fate.
we're going for leg critical wounds. You could just stub your toe. That's fine.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You know, that's what I'm hoping
28 lost footing. In the scuffle, you lose your footing. So he's obviously trying. He obviously hooked the axe on your foot.
Yeah.
Make an endurance check.
on.
You must be good at endurance. Is that one of the things you can do?
Endurance. Okay, just plain. Yeah,
-10 because you're poisoned.
Oh, 48, you would have lost a toe. That would have been great.
Okay,
Doesn't
I
look
failed.
good. He has dragged you from your horse, and you are now prone. You are also You're also dying. So
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
that's worse. Ads. You see Roll, as you're fighting off against Geishel, Roll goes to hit him. Geishel spins round, just catches his blade, and then just pulls Roll off the horse. As he does, he just smashes into his leg, and Roll falls unconscious. You see Siegfried whinny, rear up. It's not looking good in the middle.
So my plan to tank him until the cavalry arrived didn't go quite to plan.
The cavalry did arrive. The cavalry didn't roll as well as you could have done.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just donk him then.
Okay.
I don't think if I think
He's
I
looking.
think I can just defend here.
He does look injured. Like he has been hit. He does look injured.
How's the rest of the fight going? Like,
rest of-
do I feel like if I hold him for longer, we'll win? Or
I think it's safe to say that the way the fight is going, from what you can see, is that you will win eventually. Yes.
yeah, I'll just all out defense again. Then, actually.
Okay.
Just
Yep.
bide my time. Try and tank him.
Yep. Helmet.
I'll roll.
You're muted.
Mark.
You're muted.
Mark, you're muted.
Mark, you're muted.
You're muted.
Helps, yeah.
There we go.
I'm guessing from where I am, I can't see the big fight in the middle, so Mishka looks the most in trouble to me.
Absolutely, yeah. You can hear,
yeah.
you hear rolled, like you hear a rolled shout and you hear some screams over there.
Probably hear the horse run off.
Yeah,
Does
you
Rolled-
hear a horse whinny.
Does he sound like he's hurt?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am
Yeah,
getting
I let out my customary "I am hurt" cry.
Heal up! Yeah, I'll head towards the centre then. I'll head towards. Sorry, Mishka. Yep.
Yeah, you go and you can see Rhodes on the floor. There's a couple of mutants left. There's Lord Adalbert is standing there. Ingrid's on the floor. Bert is this Geishel is laying into Bert with axes, and Bert's just parrying it. Doesn't look in trouble yet, but Bert is dealing with it. But there's a lot of dead around there. The ogre looks like it's the wet nurse is looking like it's on its last leg, like she's on her knees swinging. There's a flagellant like waving its flower around its head, going like trying to take it down. Yeah, that's what you can see. And there's a few mutants around. There's also there's like from where you are in the middle, you can see there's like 10 mutants left in the camp. You do now outnumber them.
Cool. Do I get an action this turn, or is my action?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can take an action. It's fine.
Okay, so we've got Birth fighting Geishel.
Mhm.
Tom at the feet of Geishel, prone.
That's correct. He's been dragged from his horse. Yep, and he's not moving.
And you've got Ingrid on the floor being wailed on by mutants.
She's no, they're not wailing on her anymore, but you can see that she's on the floor and there's a lot of blood around her.
Okay, she might be dead already. My friends are alive. I'm going to go wailing on Geishel.
Okay, go in. So you will get +10 to this.
Okay.
Are you charging as well? Yeah. So you get.
I am going in. Yeah.
So you get +20. So +10 for charging, +20 because you now outnumber him.
Okay. Cool.
He's rolled 53.
I've rolled 95.
Do you have any rerolls?
What's going
Well,
on?
I do.
Oh, you can't. But you can't use because the curse that is still lingering over you. So he doesn't have a full degree of success, so he just passes.
Okay.
How much do you fail by?
So with the +20, I am on 67, 77, 87, 2 degrees, fortunately.
So he hits you for 11 damage in your right arm.
So that is me taking 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5 damage. Just get another 5 damage. I've got 2 left.
So you go wailing him, and again, he sees you coming from the corner. It's actually the same trick that he's used on a couple of people. He just parries with a half of his axe, and it's almost like he's unnaturally fast and just steps and just swings this axe into you. Because Bert is just parrying, so he could do it, but it catches you off guard. You haven't seen him do this yet.
Yep.
He just hits. Yeah, so he hits you fucking hard with this axe.
I love that the pair of you sort of like approached, saw Bert really, really defensively fighting, and went, "What the fuck's he doing?"
Mate, I just killed his wizard. I want a massive high.
I can take this prick. Let's fucking go. And Bert's like, fuck, I don't think I can take him. Yeah, he smacks you. And yeah, you feel this axe bite into you, into your arm. You don't feel good. Bad guy leader, dead. Good guys. There's a bit of a cleanup now as Lord Adalbert drops a couple more mutants. The last flagellant wraps its flail around the neck of the wet nurse, and it just falls onto him, squashing it into the floor. As it falls, just stops making any noise. The ones that are fighting Mishka see that the fight has gone particularly badly and start to run off into the forest. Geishel is standing there and he's still fighting, absolutely refusing to do anything. As it turns around and sees that everyone else is fleeing, it makes the run off into the forest with its with the ones that are running, and leaves a couple of them in the middle, basically. It's the good guys go, so I'm cheating. So yeah, you can see it's looking like it's about to back away, basically. So the mutants in the middle, there's a couple left in the middle. It's a bit of a cleanup where you are. Amelie, she comes riding in, goes to pick up, jumps off her horse, tries to pick up Ingrid, and calls Tilly over, who comes over and looks between Rold, looks at Ingrid, looks at Rold, and jumps on Rold and attempts to heal him.
I would have chosen Ingrid.
Yeah, you haven't got any medical training, so she knows who the best one to look at is.
Oh, no, don't triage her.
So jumps on Rold. Rold, that kind of the wound that you've got, she bandages up the wound pretty quickly to stop it from bleeding. And you're not currently dying, you are just unconscious. Mr. Frayne, what would you like to do?
So, not metagaming, assuming they're all going to run away. I would like to use my one needlessly expensive throwing knife.
Okay.
And kind of palm it with my sleight of hand skills and throw it at the one that Helmet's losing against. Helmet is losing against. Because I'm still there with Helmet, aren't I?
I've gone running down.
Yeah, Helmet's gone running into the main fight.
Oh, I'll probably follow that because Mishka's fine, you said. They're all running away.
Not yet because it's not their go, but they're back. They're going to back up. In a
Oh,
minute,
but if
yeah.
Mishka's not okay, no, I'm going to help Mishka in her axes. I'll
fine.
take another slingshot.
Yep, that's fine. Take a slingshot.
11. Ooh.
Yep, you hit one of them. A good hit as well. So yeah, how much damage you do?
That is 2 degrees of success at 8.
Yeah, one of them just gets brained by a fucking stone in the head. One of the ones that Mishka would like give it a chop to, but it's a stone flies into its head. Then it's the bad guys. After getting hit in the head and seeing Mishka wailing into they turn to run. This is when Geishel also turns, sees that the fight has gone against him. Takes a swing, one final swing to kind of like pushes the remaining mutants, just pushes them in front of him, and then like sprints off to run. You'll get an attack opportunity against him if you want to.
Okay.
Helmet.
Yeah, let's go in. Let's fucking have it.
He has rolled 54 for his dodge.
Do I get any bonus to get plus 10 for outnumbering?
Yes. So he's rolled 54 for the first dodge and 26 for the second one.
No,
How
I
big
missed
is
him.
How big is he?
Yeah.
He's like a big guy. He's not like he's not a size category big or anything.
So he's, yeah, all right.
He says he's 6'5", but he's really 6'1".
Yeah.
Second question: how does grapple work?
Well, you're going to get bonuses to it because you're really strong.
Yes.
You could try and grapple him if you want to. Yeah. If you want to try and grapple him instead of a thing.
Or shove him over, something like that.
Yeah, I've rolled 26 on his dodge. So if you want to try and grapple him, roll do a attack against him basically. See if you can grab him.
I rolled a 6.
Then yes, you can grab him. And then we'll just do an opposed strength check, which I think you get 2 successes level because you got a strong back. Is that right?
I get 2 successes for being attacked.
Yeah, he's going to try and shrug you off if he can.
Suplex him off as a finisher.
He's rolled 78.
I rolled 75. No, 57, which isn't that bad actually. Which puts me. 1 minute, where's my stats gone? Here. Right.
You beat him anyway, even if it's
okay, fine. Yeah, okay.
Yes, what do you want to do?
Basically, if I can shove him to the ground and hold him there, that'd be great.
You push him to the ground, you shove him to the ground. Like as you grab his flesh, you could like his flesh feels like weirdly tough, like it's like sort of not scaly, but it's like really dry and tough and thick as you grab him. You can see his teeth are like little like sharpened teeth all the way around, and up close, like his eyes, you can see they're strange color. They're like a myriad of colors as you look into them. But he's bleeding. You manage to wrestle him to the floor.
And then just like when I hold him down with one arm and then try and get the brick out of my bag with the other one.
Yeah, you're Brick. You get Brick wants this blood. Brick wants it.
It calls.
Yeah, he doesn't run off like the others do. The others see guys will get dropped. But you like pound onto him and pin him to the ground. You do hear the sound of the hunting horns off in the distance again. But currently the camp is quiet. A bunch of mutants have run off into the forest. This little small group that Mishka was fighting, she doesn't chase them because she's bleeding quite heavily. Namaya, you can see that. Geishel is pinned to the floor. Rold is on the floor dying. Ingrid doesn't seem to be breathing. The fight is technically over. It looks like you've won.
Yay!
But at what cost?
Have I
Yeah.
at any point seen the fighting ring champion they were shouting Scourge about yet?
Yeah, he's under me.
Yeah, he's sitting
Is
under
that
Bert.
Geishel?
Yeah.
I didn't realise Geishel was Scourge. Okay, cool.
Yeah. He's sitting under Bert. Yeah.
About to eat a brick.
I'm the Scourge now.
Yeah, he's wrestling you, but like he's really trying to escape. But like,
I'll be saying, can you just deal with this, please, Albert?
as strong as he is, like.
No, I imagine he's next round of combat, and I am probably quite clearly struggling to hold this guy on the floor.
Yeah, like he's strong, but you've obviously you've got a bit of technique, and you're strong. You're really strong as well. So, he's trying to escape against you. So yeah, Helm, if you want to try and finish him off, basically.
No. This is his birth set this, I'm gonna like grab like one of his arms or something like that to open him up for Bricky to do the job.
Yeah, all right.
I'm not going to brick you, just kill him.
All right, Helmet. All right, Helmet. Do a strength check.
What?
Use your legs. Just stand on him with your strong legs.
I'll give you that. If you want to stand with your strong legs, you can get +10 for your strong legs.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's really handy because that gives me a +10. That's going to be 1 degree of success.
Yep, that's fine. He's passed, but no degrees, so you do. That's fine. You can pin him down with your strong legs. That's fine.
Oh dear, I'm not.
And then I'm assuming. Well, what do you want to do, Bert? Geishel, the scourge of the mutant camp, is underneath you. He's laid Bert low, rolled low.
I wasn't quite being serious that I had the brick on me. I don't think Bert would have taken the brick to the witch.
I think you would have done.
Too valuable. Too valuable.
We can't lose his valuable asset.
You've been saying it for 3 different sessions now. You've had the brick on you. Don't break
right. I try and draw the brick out of my fucking sleeve.
It's fine. It's fine. He's pinned down by Helmet's big legs.
I'd like to smush him in the face with it.
Fine. If you want to finish him off, Geishel, Scourge of Auerswald, the Scourge hero of the mutant camp with a brick, that is absolutely fine. Parry that, you prick. Yep. So there is now a pile of the sort of the spores are dispersing around over here. There is now a mostly headless figure on the floor that's surrounded by loads of dead mutants. There's enough dying mercenaries around you as well. Tilly sees to a couple of them, and a couple of them are going to make it, but there's 5 or 6 that you're going to be able to walk back. The flagellants there's one. You can hear one kind of mewling from out underneath the corpse of the wet nurse. A couple of the town guards who they're still with you.
I sided up to Helmet and whisper in his ear, "This is when you kiss Tomash."
Tomash is still investigating the witch. Actually, his little tent has burnt down, but he's investigating the body of the witch.
I'm just gonna have a well-earned sit down, I think.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah, the fight is over, so we can go into talkie time now. What's happening now? There's no sound of in the distance. There's no you don't hear the horns anymore. There's no mutants returning to camp.
Okay. Can I pick 5 or 6 people who look like they are okay to keep moving?
There's 5 or 6 mercs that are left, yep. And then there's a couple of town guards, and that's it. So yeah.
I'm going to start gathering a little posse to go in the direction of our diversion force.
Yep.
Yeah, and start heading out that way.
Yep, sounds good.
Quick one that was after the roll chase that time went that way, so he was quick. I don't even know why I brought this. I look at the brick and I don't even know why I brought this. Funny end, though, isn't it? Stick it back in the bag.
Yeah, the hounds went off of him as well, because there was hounds around the camp, so they've gone off of him as well. So if you want to go and sort of go off with a decent amount, that's fine. Rolled, Tilly manages to kind of bring you round. You feel like absolute shit.
I can imagine.
You've done well, like you wailed in, you killed a bunch of mutants, you've done well, but you feel like absolute shit. Your lungs feel heavy, like when it's really cold outside, you try breathing. Is what you feel your chest, like your leg is fucking you. It stinks around here, but there's no more fighting going on. You see the people around you. You see Lord Adalbert holding Ingrid in his arms, and she isn't moving at all.
I'm genuinely heartbroken about this.
I am gutted that Ingrid didn't make it.
Especially because she's been wanting that hug from Adalbert for so long that she got before she walked out.
And you can see that he's a big old guy. He's just openly crying. absolute. He's in floods of tears. It's like just trying to kind of like work out what's done. He looks up at you, goes, "We've done good here, lads, but what cost?" You see, he wipes a little tear from his eye. He sort of strokes on his beard. He sort of pulls a bit of clumps of blood out of his beard. We should make our way back home. Get back before.
We need to check those tunnels first. I'm sorry.
There's no tunnels.
I thought there were tunnels. Like this was built into the side of a mountain. You said there were tunnels. We
oh yeah, yeah. It goes into the mountain. Yeah. But sorry, there wasn't. Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah, there's a tunnel. There's a cave entrance. Yeah. Sorry, there wasn't a tunnel. There is a cave entrance if you want to go in there.
Well, Bert thinks they're tunnels. Right?
Okay, that's fine. You can go and check it if you want to.
I'll check the tunnel. Oh no, it's just a cave. Sorry.
It is just a cave. Yeah, like there was a cave entrance. Yeah.
All right, no tunnels here. Oh, I thought there'd be hundreds of them.
I like the idea that the mountain's one big mutant and just
I want to go over to Thomas.
Maybe it's cooler if it's tunnels. Actually, maybe it is cooler.
I'm down with tunnels.
Oh no, maybe it is tunnels. 1 minute. Sorry.
Like, is it cooler if it's tunnels?
1 minute.
Yeah, it's cool if it's tunnels.
All right, then what looked like a cave entrance. You go it does look like tunnels actually.
Yeah, tunnel.
Sure, yeah, you can see it. There's a cave entrance, and you can see it goes a bit deeper. And you can see there are tunnels that go deeper. They don't look like they've been used recently because they've just been invented. But there are tunnels that go deeper, but you can't see anything. It doesn't look like they've been used recently. It doesn't look like anything's gone deeper. It looks like an abandoned mine area, basically. You did hear before that dwarves had tried to mine, like even the dwarves tried to mine here and couldn't do it properly. If you want to go and explore them at some point, you're more than welcome to. What's everyone doing? Helmet,
I'm
you're
lying on my back coughing.
Yeah, you're lying back coughing.
Yeah, I've rallied up anyone who's still got a bit of fight left in them to go and rescue the people that bravely put themselves at risk, luring off the number.
So as you head out for a bit, you go off in the way you are. You get about a minute out, and you're going at a bit of a pace. You get a minute out, and you see a figure on the floor in front of you. And you get closer. They have short hair, quite nice equipment, but it's not Jacob. It's fine. But it is some of you. But you actually, as the further you get out, you see the body of a hound that's like dead against one of the trees. But you don't see anything else. You don't hear anything. You don't see anyone else that's fallen. You don't see any mutants that have fallen. You can see, like the signs of pursuit are obvious. You can see where people are barreled through forests and stuff. The signs are obvious, but you don't actually find anyone.
All right, I'm walking wounded, not feeling in great shape. I'm not going to push it. If I can't hear any sounds of fighting, if they're dead, they're dead. If they're alive, they're alive. We'll head back to the main group.
Yep.
I'd like to kind of side look and chat to Thomas, if possible.
So Tomash is picking through the body of the or looking at the body of the witch. He's looking for he looks at the tent, which potentially there was evidence in the tent that you could have found, but he's going through the body of the witch. So he looks towards you, sort of question. How did you know that this was where their leader was?
I knew.
How?
These flowers, are they a sign of chaos?
He looks at them. He's like, they look like a standard flowers, a gift from the fairy folk usually.
Okay.
And he as he's going through, he pulls out two scraps of parchment from the witch's pocket. One of them is it's actually on a piece of skin. It's like a really thin, flenced piece of skin, like the thinnest you could possibly flense it from someone's body or something's body.
Right.
Yeah, it's actually really well taken off. It's almost translucent. You can see through it basically, but it's very, very thin. And I will share it with you so you can see it. I'll wait for Helmet to come back because he might want to see it as well. He's off in the forest, isn't he?
Yeah.
1 second. So on this very, very, very thin piece of skin, you see this, and it's kind of tattooed into this, like, looks like it's been tattooed onto the skin, basically. There he is. This Helmet. Yeah, this looks like it's been this almost translucent skin. You can see this has been tattooed onto it.
Did this wizard have a white beard?
Yes, why not?
I'm just asking because that's what I saw in that dream.
Oh, it is, yeah.
I'm looking back at my notes.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah. This is what you see. This sort of scrap of skin that's been pulled off. You see this. I reckon out of everyone here, Helmet's probably got the best chance of guessing what this is. And by Helmet, I mean Mark.
Sorry, I've got that. What we're looking at?
So this is a tattooed piece of skin that was pulled from the witch's pocket. It's a very almost translucent piece of skin with this tattooed on it. Like it's as thin as you could possibly get a bit of skin. It's see-through basically. And this is what is on it.
Okay, you wanting me to make a guess?
I reckon Mark has got the best chance of guessing, is what I mean.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's what pulls out. Secondly, there is a small scroll, a wrapped piece of parchment in there that has this on it, which says, "Stay true to the myriad paths laid before us. Rise up, more of the blessed born, under the shadow of the hungry mountain, until one who shows the signs of the weaver, then deliver them to the fisherman. Then shall the navigator of the 9 endless seas shower us with rewards eternal. The prince shall rise while the hammer bearer chases glory in the north, and the fool shall return to an empire of ruin. May the sovereign of the 81 eyes guide your actions." And this little symbol, which you've seen before, is the same symbol that's been tattooed on on Sister Martha and on Jakob Tanner.
So I'll just say to Thomas, I sensed the evil in the tent when I was here before. And to be blunt, Thomas, I have now helped you destroy 3 witches, which is great for your reputation, but I need to know what I'm doing. Teach me.
And he looks at you and says, "It's clear that Sigmar has blessed you."
That's what a priest of Maud once said to me as well.
And then perhaps the god of the dead or the god of the hammer has given you a sight to rain down upon witches and seek them out in the darkness. It would be worth you speaking to my order to establish that you are pure, and then perhaps we can guide your light.
I've worked with you to destroy 3 witches. You know I'm pure. I just need to understand what I'm seeing.
The ways of the enemy are manifold, and we must be continuously vigilant for that which seeks to unravel the structure of the empire. But I have seen nothing that would tell me otherwise, that you are naught but loyal to the hammer. And he nods.
Then will you tell me more over a beer at some point?
We need to work out what this means. And he motions to the strange art that you saw. Your little symbol thing there. There you go. He motions that. We need to work out what this is. This clearly means something.
I've seen images of birds in my dreams before exploding, and
so if it's not clear, I'll zoom in slightly.
Yeah, I was role playing. I'll give up. Fine.
Sorry, I'm just saying.
No,
sorry. Are you guys, if it's not clear, this is a bird. Yes. Yeah. Carry on.
No, I dreamed of this guy with the beard, the white beard as well. That's why he needs help.
And he's not looking suspiciously at you anymore. He looks, it's a look that there's something about it that he can use probably. And he just says, we should return to town. Our work here is done for now, but there are many injured here and people who will never see their families again.
Helmut's going to be upset about Ingrid. You should speak to Helmut. He'd appreciate it.
He said, I couldn't possibly. He actually didn't get in the fight, did he? He looks great.
Yeah, he does look great. We both look hot.
Yeah, he didn't get involved. But that's yours for now. Lukash is fine. He looks devastated that Ingrid is very clearly dead. Lord Adalbert turns to, well, as Rold is picked up and put on the horse, Lord Adalbert turns and asks if he can put Ingrid on the back of the horse to take her back.
Did Lukash get first hit?
Lukash didn't draw his weapon.
No, Lukash got involved.
Tomasz didn't draw his weapon.
Tomasz didn't draw a weapon, no. Ask if you'll take the body of her back on the horse.
Yeah, Lukash got knocked down. That's why I charged over. Because
Yeah.
I thought he would die if I
I
don't
think he
do
got
it.
like offed.
Otherwise, I'd have finished off the
No, he got knocked prone by Geishel. We should dig graves for those here, but I would like to take Ingrid home. And then, like some of the remaining ones, dig some shallow graves for the people that are here.
How many are here? How many are dead on our side?
5, 6, 5 mercenaries, 2 town guards.
When they start digging, I was like, actually, if you want to wait a bit, we could get Finn to come up and they could all go home. It'd only take Finn a couple of hours to come up by his boat.
It would be quicker.
They can all go home. I've got Finn's our boatman. It says so.
Finn is your boatman. You do have Finn the boatman. That is true. Aye. If you think that they'll be safe from the.
I was very fond of Ingrid as well, but they all fought for.
Yeah, you can't bury their bodies in this evil place.
No, this place is tainted. Nobody should be buried here.
Aye. Well, then we'll send this Finn up with others, and he puts Ingrid on the back of the horse anyway. Because I don't want carrion feeders feeding on her. And then
I'm going to start getting the people that came out of me. I'm going to start getting them to gather up the bodies of the mutants and stuff like that. And start piling them around the wet nurse. Set up a massive pyre to burn the bodies.
Yeah, you can set a fire to burn here. So you set a fire to burn. The smell is horrendous. There's the smell of burning flesh stuff around. The crates that are around the camp, you see it's mostly it's stuff that's been looted from from the traders and stuff that have been ambushing the camps. Some of it is weapons, which you probably see around. People have been looted. Some clothing. Some of the stuff is stuff they wouldn't have wanted. Anything that's like food or alcohol is gone. Like you can see smashed tankards and bottles and stuff that's been eaten and gone. But as it is, you have stopped Bram the Hexer and his cult that was trying to infiltrate Auerswald, or did infiltrate Auerswald, and you have saved the people of Auerswald. You should be happy with your lot. You did find a rather ominous letter, obviously, and the strange symbols that you've seen here. But
curtains close on that one.
I think we can close the curtains this adventure. I think the good guys have won. The heavy cast Ingrid was dead. A lot of the mercenaries you with are dead. But you have slain like twice, almost 3 times your number of mutants. Jakim Half-Beast has probably escaped. But you have killed a powerful wizard, or some sort of wizard. You know you've taken out Jacob Tanner. You know you've taken out the cultist thing. Auerswald, for now, is probably safe.
And we put a nun in the river.
And you put importantly, you put a nun in the river.
But what of young Jacob?
What of young Jacob?
I was going to say, this better be some post-title credits going on, where post-credit scene where we know
young Jacob will return.